Do you have it written?
Lady Licks? I have maybe 3 versions of it. I have my original version, then the twisted version. Because first version I wrote.
Twisted version?
The first version I wrote was like a story.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello. Welcome, pre-show. We're talking about some raps that my brother wrote like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It must have been.
Yeah.
They're really good.
I know. So I had one way where it's the story, and I'm just telling the story basically. And I had one where it was actually try to make it like a 16, verse.
Mm-hmm.
So I touched going back and forth with
Let's
it.
make it happen, man.
Yeah.
I'd love to. That shit was magic. That shit was so good.
I appreciate that. And like, even the dude I'm talking about, Promise, was like, oh yeah, for me, like I can't even keep up with that or whatever. Like you got something special on your hands. So it's like, then.
Really? He said that?
Yeah. So that was how it. So the reason he's saying he owes me a verse is because when I hit him up years ago and I got my first one, I was like, I wanted to be on the song. So I'm like, here's what I'm gonna do. And then he responded like, bro, you got something special. do that on your own.
That's awesome.
So I was like, because then remember Lewis Logic was like, I think if I record this with you, they're gonna laugh at me, not with me. And I was like, damn, my shit's that corny? Like, are you serious? So it's like 2 of my favorites saying opposite fucking.
You think that's what he was saying by that?
He 100% was saying that.
That it was corny?
He said if I record this, they're gonna laugh at me, not with me. Like that's all he was saying. It was like, this is corny as shit, And he's an alcoholic rapper, so Lady Licks, I could see him saying it. And I was even preached it like, you're perfect for this. This is made for you.
That's weird.
Yeah. Trust me, I'll never forget either of those
I
fucking
feel
conversations.
like he
bro.
didn't mean it that way. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Who said that? Somebody tell Cool Greg something? I don't like that
A
motherfucker.
rapper named Lewis Logic.
That motherfucker's
Not Logic.
nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Nothing.
Sub
Mr.
chat, folk.
Yasman says, Tim, will you and Cool Greg stream Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze? Cool Greg should play Funky Kong. Will you play as Donkey Kong? That sounds fun.
That's the new Donkey Kong that came out?
It's
For
coming
Switch?
out. Yep.
Yeah, it looks fun. I've been seeing a
Hella
lot of
good.
commercials.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
port
about
of
that.
the Wii U version.
I really
good.
want to play the Goosebumps game that's coming out. There's one that's for VR already, but there's a new one coming out. I'm getting ready to jump into that motherfucker. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, I got what did I get today? Floor Kids.
Oh, yeah.
So B-boys and shit.
Mhm.
A lot of the Twitters and shit I follow about the culture. You know what I'm saying?
About
So
the
I'm
culture.
cultural. You know what I'm saying? Cloud over culture though. But a lot of those people have been shouted out like, hey, this means a lot. Whatever. It's important. Shouting out to the B-boys, the roots. And that's a step away from graffiti. So I'm all about it.
Step away from graffiti. What's up, Charles Jacobson? Skizip, Zach, Thomas.
Skizip.
I don't beat games.
I don't.
Lexi Gunner, of course. Mr. Yasman. Rudy Years. I see y'all. Zach Glendrum says, so hyped for Tropical Freeze. Missed it on Wii U. If you enjoy platformers, you are in for a treat, my friend. One of my favorite games of all time. And definitely the most underrated game of last generation.
How's that look for you, Kev? Still feel like we're not getting the depth on the wall though. With that, the smaller camera. No, it's wide open.
Mr. Yasmin says, Tim, did you hear the news about Total Biscuit? I did. It is very sad.
What do you do?
Cancer stuff.
Oh no!
Yeah. He needs to essentially retire.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because he's got to deal with cancer.
He's been dealing with it like on and off for a long time, and like now it's just at the point where it's like the medication's fucking with his head, and like
Oh shit, that sucks.
yeah. I didn't read the whole thing. Is that really the case? Wow.
That's really sad.
Juan is asking, is Cool Greg on the main show? No, today it is the OGs, me, Greg,
The
and
three
Nick.
amigos, baby. Nick, are you pissed that Universal is remaking John Woo's 1989 film of The Killer? Woo will return to direct it, and Lupita Nyong'o will play Chow Yun-Fat role. No. If Woo's returning, I think that's cool. A lot of people probably haven't seen that movie anyway, so whatever. Charles Jacobson says, yeah, retiring as he knows he'll die soon. That's rough. That sucks.
Jacko says, Cool Greg needs to watch Kanye West interview ASAP. Kanye just did some crazy
About
ass
halfway
shit.
through.
Yeah?
Yeah. Big Charlemagne fan. Not
Yeah.
so much of a con. Nah, but yeah. So it's cool.
Have you watched the David Letterman Jay-Z thing yet?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I watched it last
I haven't
night.
watched it yet.
I went into it thinking.
This is you're talking about Letterman's new show on Netflix, which is the most unnerving thing I've ever. Let me back up. I love David Letterman. I love all the guests. I fucking hate that he's rolling it out once a month. It is annoying. You know they're all filmed. You don't understand the medium of Netflix? Stop stringing me along, David Letterman, with your cool beard.
I don't know. I think it's a smart call.
Well, because people think about it now. I think about it every month.
If they've released them all, I don't think it'd be the same type of.
No, I would have watched them all.
You
Literally.
think?
Yeah. Well, I would have skipped a couple of them that were boring.
I think they know what they got going on here.
boring.
Yeah.
I thought that
I only
Obama was
watched the J
completely
one.
and totally not candid. I thought that Obama's interview with Jerry Seinfeld and comedian Cars Getting Coffee was better. But I love the back and forth with him and Jay-Z. So I'm excited to watch that one. Was it good?
Yeah,
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't too much that was like.
Come on, son. Get on the mic. Get on the mic.
I'm not
This is the
talking yet,
pre-show,
bro.
dog.
You're crazy.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. It wasn't anything that I haven't heard before, but I feel like the two of those guys are so charismatic and just well spoken that together it's just gonna be a good time. Like Jay-Z is such an intelligent
Jay-Z's
dude.
awesome. Yeah.
Like he's so smart, and hearing him talk about music and like just how things have changed, and like his mom coming out as lesbian, and like all of this stuff where it was really fascinating to see how David Letterman kind of reacted to all of it, because Letterman's an old ass man. You know, great interviewer, but it's like he's kind of from a bygone era.
But don't sleep on Letterman. You have to remember Letterman came up during that time in the 80s where all the other comics were coming up. And so, he's always been, I'm pretty sure he's always been a clean comic, but like he's a little twisted himself.
Yeah. And they did a lot of cool stuff too where they'd cut to interviews with him with Rick Rubin.
Yeah.
At their
they started
production
doing
studio.
that like in a couple of them where he'd go and like the interview would cut and he'd be at someone's house or something like that talking to them, which I thought it was cool, but I feel like I want what I assumed the series would be was Letterman unfiltered. I thought Letterman would come back and like give us the real shit, because for so long, you know, you could just tell he felt like a caged animal on network television, even though he was making a ton of money. But like Letterman's always been one of those guys that you feel like is not afraid to speak his mind, and I feel like this series is very watered down. Like I feel like he's not asking anyone any hardball questions.
Oh, see,
at
Jay's
all.
is very the opposite of that. Yeah, like there was none of the easy questions. He like pretty much only asked hard questions, especially towards the end. Granted, I'm sure they were prepped and they knew exactly what they were gonna say.
Yeah,
but I mean, like they went into Jay-Z cheating on Beyonce.
Oh, really?
Into Letterman's whole situation.
Because he had to admit that he had affairs. Yeah.
Right. That's what it was.
I don't know if it was an intern. I know he had.
Yeah, I believe
he'd had an affair with someone who was working there, and I think he ended up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was an intern, and I think they're still together.
I think they married and had a kid now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they went into that, and like there was like a real, not just moment, I'd say like 5 minutes of them kind of talking candidly and being like, you know, hey, we really fucked up, and here's how we've grown from it.
Yeah.
Does not make it okay, but here's, you know, what we've learned to help others not
at any
make
point
the
where
same
they're
mistakes.
like, but it was hot.
They didn't say that, no.
Do you think they were thinking it though? Like,
Probably
we
not.
really fucked up. But it was hot.
When did Jay-Z cheat on Beyonce?
Before Lemonade came out.
I have to imagine.
Because of
the
Lemonade? He didn't
elevator.
like what the early
No,
tracks?
Lemonade was a response
Was
to
it
it.
Milk Lemonade?
Around the corner.
This is
Fudge is made.
Fudge's man. I mean, that's the thing with those superstars though. You think that's like the only time? I don't know. I don't know Jay-Z from anyone else. Good for them. though.
Hove.
Bless you.
He can
Hove.
use the Hove lane.
This is Hove, right? The spade? The Hove?
Yeah.
that
The
what this
Rock. Yeah. Throw your diamonds in the air.
Oh, was it a diamond?
Fuck, that's so
I always thought this
cool.
was the Macross logo. I just want everyone to know for all you fucking nerds out there.
Yeah,
like
you
me.
fucking nerds.
Fucking nerds.
Fucking nerds. Boo,
I'm
nerds.
so lit right now. People talking about John Mulaney's Kid Gorgeous special. It did not drop last night.
Oh shit.
Did
It
John
dropped
Mulaney
fucking
cheat on
today.
somebody too? Is that what this is?
Did he what?
Cheat on somebody too? Is that what this
No,
is?
no, no. He has a new comedy special.
No, we're talking about Letterman and Letterman's. Have you watched Am I Next Guest or My Next Guest or whatever it is?
No.
I like it. It's cool. To me, I thought it would be a little bit more current and hard hitting. And Tim's saying that the Jay-Z episode's a lot more. Like, I want him to interview people like he doesn't give a fuck and he has like $300 million in the bank.
Okay.
But like he talked to Obama and I was like, this is
He
like
wasn't,
the
like,
most
talking about Trump?
softball fucking interview. Hey, what's it like having kids? Well, I have two. I'm Obama. Well, you know you're fucking kids. What do you think of Trump?
Melina and Trump.
Yeah, and Donald Trump is his
They talk about
baby.
Trump a lot with Jay.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
I'm going into all that. Judd Apatow was in the audience. It was weird.
I watched.
What was he doing there?
I'm a big fan of documentaries about the store back in the 80s, the Comedy Store, and so I was like, oh, I gotta watch this Gary Shandling documentary that Apatow did. Are you familiar with this? It's called Zen Diaries of Gary Shandling. So I started watching it. Then I realized there's a part 2. It's like 4 hours long. I'm like,
God.
Judd Apatow, what the fuck?
What's your problem,
And by the
man?
way, it's on one level, I'm like, I respect you and appreciate you because a lot of it's just about him and his relationship to Gary Shandling. So it's really more of like a Judd Apatow early years documentary. So it's kind of a cool angle, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't care about you or Gary Shandling enough for 4 hours. Just not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah, it's funny because they don't tell you who the guest is for the David Letterman thing.
Yeah.
Like when it's for
Well,
the
they didn't
audience.
tell the audience, yeah.
Yeah, they don't tell the audience.
Oh, really?
So David Letterman was out there and he's like, and our next guest needs no introduction, which is the name of the show. He was going through. It's like, who does anyone know who it is? And like the crowd's just going, Judd Apatow. It's Judd Apatow. And then Judd Apatow stands up. He's like, I'm just here. Like it's not me. And
That's
then Jay-Z
hilarious.
comes out. Everyone's like, what?
I would lose my shit if I didn't know Jay-Z was coming out to be interviewed
Fucking
for 2
cool.
hours. Because you know the thing is too, they cut those down. So I think they do like 2 to 3 hour long conversations and they cut them down, which is cool.
Yeah,
But
it's shot really cool.
It's beautiful.
as well. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of cameras, and I feel like they always have the perfect shot for reactions
Yeah.
and stuff. It's
Also, shout out to
been fascinating.
Letterman's beard, which both
Dude.
of you fucking cowards
Holy
could have
shit.
if you stopped trimming your beards.
It was time
is
for
so
me.
beautiful. Man.
It is God's gift to your face
You
to
trim
keep
yours?
it warm. I trim mine because mine goes chipmunk. But you guys both have the length that Kratos. You could have Kratos' beard right now.
Mm-hmm.
You could be cool. You get a tattoo. It says a little kind of smiley, like all those crazy bastards in our audience that do. And I love each and every one of you for it. You could also just go on. This is Love Bug, and it's Herbie fully loaded. Herbie the Love Bug. Just get it on
Lindsay
your bubble.
Lohan. Mr. Yasman 300 says, Greg, what Netflix shows have you been watching recently? We just finished the Bobby for President one, about Bobby Kennedy. It was real fascinating.
Oh, how was that?
It was really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, because like I think, you know, for me growing up, he was always like a footnote to the JFK thing, right? Of like Kennedy, the president, got assassinated.
It's weird that he got shot too and killed.
And then here he was, you know, he was on a campaign trail and he was shot in the kitchen. Like that was always what it was. So to see like it's 4 hour long episodes, like chronicling his life, his rise, the Kennedy's assassination. And then there's a whole hour long one after he gets killed, of like the aftermath and everything else. And you're like, oh fuck, like he was going to be president.
Yeah.
He was going to be a huge fucking deal.
It's weird to think that there was a time in this country where not one but 2 either presidents or presidential candidates got assassinated, and that was just everyone's
Well, I mean, that's
like,
the
well,
thing,
I
right?
guess that's the way it is.
It's JFK, it's MLK, it's Malcolm X, it's Bobby Kennedy, all
People
like
that lied, people got shot back then.
it's like Jesus.
But what's even crazier is like, damn, people just fucking hated the Kennedys. Like people,
yeah.
America loved them. But
No,
there
a lot
were
of Americans
select
hate 'em.
people who were like, we don't like the
A
Kennedys.
lot of
enough
Americans hate him too, that they
mobilize
talk to
resistance.
it, or they have old footage of them, people talking to him.
I've tried to watch so many things on Netflix.
Yeah.
Recently, and cut me off if we need to start the show.
I'll do whatever the fuck I want.
Okay.
You got a little in the middle top square.
Right there. You got a silver hair too, you silver hair fuck.
Yeah, we
Fucking
go.
old bastard. I rode in Kevin's car earlier today, so I got some
No,
code here
you
on.
didn't, you piece
I
of
didn't?
shit. You're lying.
I did. I
Would
lied.
you ride in Kevin's
smell weird?
new old car?
Oh, we call the new. Oh, I'm
He
sorry.
didn't ride
It's
in
too
it.
complicated, so now we call it the Goat Mobile. That's
The
right.
Goat-mobile.
The
Not
Goat
funny.
Goat Mobile. I've started so many things on Netflix and just gotten 5 minutes in and been like, "You're off. You're off the
done.
list." I tried to watch a documentary about Joan Didion, who I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be cool. I'm gonna learn something new about Joan Didion."
Who the
I don't know
fuck's Joan
I have
Didion?
no idea.
Okay.
And the documentary succeeded in doing one thing.
She's a
not explaining to
writer.
me who. Yeah, I know she's a writer, but what did she write? I don't know.
Gia stuff.
Berenstein
Gia
Bears.
stuff.
Oh, is that
Great.
Gia's favorite
So this
writer?
is my one criticism. If you're
Gia
ever
stuff.
gonna make a documentary about someone that I don't know what they do, lead with them doing the thing they do.
Yeah.
Like, let me see the thing they did that's like I know for, and then let's go back to when they used to, like the Gary Shandling thing. It's another annoying thing where it's like Gary Shandling was great, and they talked to a bunch of people that he was great, but they don't show him doing the thing. Well, first off, people don't really know who he is because he only did a Larry Sanders show. It wasn't that great. But then they go back to him, like they talk about his ham radio. Is that fucking Gary Whitta?
That's Gary Whitta.
Don't.
Why
bring that
are
up.
you Googling photos of Gary Whitta?
I'm making the little icons, but it's just like, what was he?
Show the
thinking of
people.
it? No, Nick just said don't.
Don't. That's just a weird shot of him with that sweat. Just show the people.
What?
We got to see it.
God.
We got to see it now. I'm sorry.
There's
I was trying to
Gary
shelter Gary from this, but it was Gary, so he
not how
lived it.
things work.
We all lived the
Is
sweater
this
vest
the dude
era.
from House pretending to be Gary Whitta?
No, that's really Gary Whitta.
Good looking now, man. He looks like Hugh Laurie.
Gary's good looking now.
Man, oh, look at it. Let me be honest with you. We all had our tubby years.
Yeah.
If you saw me in high school, I'm going to my high school reunion. I'm going to release a whole bunch of pictures if they're there of me. I'm just going to swear.
Wait, why would they be there?
Because these people are crazy and they'll probably print out pictures of me because I'm the most famous thing since Ronda Rousey from Riverside.
Ooh.
So
She from Riverside?
That is something we're rolling with.
she's from Riverside, yeah.
Nick
I will
Scarpino, the
always
most famous thing since
forever
Ronda Rousey
be the
from
second
Riverside.
most famous person from Riverside because of Ronda Rousey is from. There's a couple other UFC fighters
Yeah?
from Riverside as well. Yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
I've been let down a lot by streaming services recently where we tried watching stuff and I'm like, this sucks.
dude.
Like, so many people were like, you need to watch Future Man, some Hulu show.
oh yeah, I
And they're
tried.
like, this is fucking great.
Yeah.
We made it through half an episode. I'm like, this is utter garbage, man.
And I don't know if it's because we have too many choices or it's
Yeah.
because they need to put so much content on these platforms that these shows are actually shitty.
It could be a little both.
I think it might be column A and B, but I'm not kidding. Like I'll start a show and D and I'll look and there'll be 5 minutes and you'll just feel a cold wind blow through the fucking room. And I look at her, she's like,
We're
next
done.
one. We went
Next.
through 3 movies before we got to The Outsider, which is that Jared Leto movie. It's fucking awesome. And finally, my wife had to go to bed, but I watched the whole thing. I thought it was great. But it also features Jared Leto, and I forget the actress's name, but she is insanely hot. And when they make out, I'm like, this is what human beings should look like, and they're beautiful.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this?
No.
It's a movie starring Jared Leto. He plays a army captain who's gone AWOL in 1954 Japan. So it starts with him in a Japanese prison, and he helps get a Yakuza guy out, and then the guy thanks him by letting him join the family, and so he becomes like a gaijin Yakuza in
Oh, that's cool.
1954's
That's really cool.
Japan. And
What's this called?
It's called The Outsider.
Where is it?
It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original, and it's fucking. I thought it was really good. It's very short too. It's like 90 minutes.
That's what I do.
Oh,
I'm
great.
like, dope.
Let's go. I'm like fucking Future Man.
They show him getting a
You
tattoo.
gotta watch 3 episodes before it gets good. It's essentially Last Starfighter, but a bad comedy.
Oh, I think I saw a trailer for it.
It's like, oh, this guy's really good at video games, but he's a janitor. And one day he's needed because he's the best and he's the only person to beat this video game.
Do you feel like that gives too much hope to people out there that are lazy?
Oh, Sean Finnegan.
No one.
Oh,
I just tie him to Last Starfighter. So,
I know
so
because he
much.
tried.
Gary fucking Whitta doing shit.
Doing
Last
it. I
Starfighter.
remember talking about that years ago. That was like his dream
Insane.
project, and now he's making it
It's
happen.
Really cool. And
Making it
honestly,
happen?
yeah,
Apparently, I don't know.
That's exciting.
yeah, he's got the. You don't know the whole thing? Were you not here?
No, I know that he's trying to make it happen.
Oh, they're giving it at it. Oh, Mr. Yasmin brings something fascinating up. Mark Wahlberg is going to be the $6 billion man. Hey, you guys, I'm bionic. I'm a bionic man. Hey, you see these arms? I got these the right way. Natural with steroids.
The right way. I don't think I ever saw $6 million man.
Yeah, it was an old TV show.
You're not missing much, man. You're
It's
not
the
missing
Bionic
much.
Man. It's dope. And they had the Bionic Woman. It was dope.
They got that noise, right?
What they would do back in the day, if you don't remember, is there was a show called The $6 Million Man, which back then was a lot of money. Now you couldn't even get a house in San Francisco for that much. Then there was also the Bionic Woman, which is spin off. But then they had the Incredible Hulk, and they all utilized the same technology, slow-mo technology. So when someone had to be running fast, for whatever reason, they thought, hey, what if we slowed everything down and we just showed him running and everyone just went really slow? So like no one would move and he'd run really slow, which actually kind of worked. But they had to have a sound effect. And the $6 billion man's was
Okay.
Great.
and then they would show him jumping and in slow motion. He was just like, and it was hilarious because it'd be trampoline. Like you just see him like not even, it would just lift him up.
Honestly, that
It was
all
great.
sounds
And Gavin
You're
made a
selling
career
me.
out of it.
It was great.
All right, you want to do the show?
Yeah. Jericho says, is Whitta too good for kind of funny? Sometimes I really think so.
Oh yeah, no, all the time.
100%.
I'm terrified of Witta. He intimidates me.
Yeah.
I try to talk to him. I try to be businesslike with him, and he just kind of at one point in every conversation, he just cuts me off and goes, "Well," and then leaves.
Yeah.
He does that, yeah.
Well, I gotta, and then leaves. No excuses. He doesn't need to pay me that.
My favorite,
respect.
the other day, I got him that copy of God
exactly
of
what
War.
I'm talking about.
I got that copy of God of War for him, and he's like, "All right, I'll swing by tomorrow and get it," because he lives in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I by happenstance, I forget what we were doing that day. It was a big day, but I was here at like 9, and he showed up at 9:05 and rang the doorbell. I was like, "Here's the game." I'm like, "You're lucky we're here. No one's here that early.
just
What are you
knows,
gonna
man.
do, man?"
That's
He
hilarious.
didn't care. Kevin, you want to switch over to the clock and get some shows going?
Yeah. Say bye to the kids.
Bye, kids. Well, bye for now. Pre-show. We'll see you in the post-show. We'll have lots to talk about there. Check my email one
Hey,
last
Kevin.
time.
What's up, dude?
My topic today is going to be that story we did not do on the morning show about the kids' toys. So if we could prep that to pull up, we need to just scroll through that list and even potentially pull that up during the show
I
if
got
that's,
topics
if
we
that's a
need them. Otherwise,
possibility.
we
me
can
one.
save them for next week.
I figure are any of them? Can you make a reach for any of them being kids? Because right now we got a kid theme going.
Are you having kids?
How much? Here's your topic. How much money I have to pay you to name your firstborn Carl Urban.
I like that. You should talk about that. No, one of them is more music
Urban
based of like
Gettys.
what artists do we want to see before we die, like
Okay.
perform.
Okay.
Which is based off a fun story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I like that. Do that.
yeah.
I'll
And
put
then-
that at the
and then
end.
Another
though.
one is, and this is a dumb Tim topic, but I was recently introduced to an animal that just fucking blew my mind.
Let's go with that
you're
one.
ridiculous.
Don't
And
even
we-
say. Just
we
save
need
it.
to- Yeah,
What is
I'm
it?
saving it, but we're gonna need to talk about it at some point.
I want to talk about that now because kids love animals, and I love animals. And you know, if I ever have enough
this
money to
animal's
retire,
unreal.
I'm going to have a small ranch full of animals. And Kevin's going to ferry them back and forth in the backseat of his car.
You're gonna need a couple of these guys.
Oh, in the Goatmobile?
Yeah, the Goatmobile. Na 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 Goatmobile. It's Kevin. It's Kevin. How much do I have to pay Kevin to work for the rest of his life here in a Robin costume?
Pay me now.
Yeah,
That's
that
fair.
would be trouble.
Okay.
I'm trying to. Did we figure out what was the name of the Michael Keaton Life movie?
What?
I think it was Life.
Was it? I just
It was called Life.
Bye,
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, it was beautiful.
I mean, it's all
we're
film
back
That
on.
was
to get
sad
into
as
the real
fuck,
show?
dude.
Yeah, well, save it. What time? That was after '89 Batman. My Life.
Right, Life was Robin Williams, I want to say. Or a cereal. Is it? Which one's the breakfast cereal?
Let's go.
I don't fucking know, man.
Can you throw those on my desk? Sure.
You got me rocking with the bullshit. My man. All right, here we go, everybody. Strap in.
Strapped.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Over Greggy Show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer / seducer, Nick Scarpino.
I can't tell if my fantasy of us working above a Starbucks is a good idea or will kill us.
Can you imagine?
It would
All I
fucking
want,
kill
all,
us.
all I want is that little abandoned shop beneath us that they worked
To be
on
some
2 weeks
sort
ago.
of-
They did a whole bunch of
Something.
like they were doing something down there, and then just still cardboard up windows.
That's it.
It doesn't have to be a Starbucks, just something that serves coffee.
Yeah.
No,
Would
it
be
needs to be a
fucking
Starbucks.
great.
It
It's
really-
too small.
No,
for a
it's too
Starbucks.
small.
It is too-
You have to
but
get.
you know what? I
You've
would
run
do
a successful local coffee shop at Tim Gettys.
I have.
You know that
Why
it
not?
needs.
Let's
you
do
know-
Successful?
most.
I'm sorry. Was that Kevin
Hyper
Coelho from
successful.
kindoffunny.com?
Still exists to this day.
No, it doesn't. It does not exist till this day.
It absolutely exists till
it's,
this day.
it's gone. It's something else for
Not
sure.
true. It is a cafe.
No.
But it's
Well,
not. It's not the
not by
Hawaiian
them
one.
people.
No, but it's been passed
Middle
on
Eastern.
from generation
It's
to
a Middle
generation.
Eastern-
We do-
Successful cafe.
We do
got
know
sold.
the owner of this whole block of building. We could pitch him on the idea of letting us open a coffee shop downstairs.
No, but it needs
and letting Cool Greg run
to
it.
be a
We call it
Starbucks.
Cool Greg's Joe's.
Cool.
We can work. We can work.
Cool Greg's
Joe's.
Cup of Joe.
I would say hot coffee, Cool Greg. That's what you call it.
Oh, that's really good.
Nick and I were at lunch earlier, and afterwards we ended it like
Where'd
we
you go-
often
where'd you
do.
go to eat?
Dos Charos.
You guys go to
It's,
Dos Charles a lot.
It's
That
unfortunate.
makes it up a little bit.
But we were there, and every day
don't
we,
have, like, a
we
lot of great
usually.
That's a Chicago number calling you if you want to answer.
I'm gonna answer
312. Ask them how when they went to Portillo's. Ask them when they went to Portillo's.
Hello.
Hi, Tim.
Hey, 1 second.
Who's what?
See what you did?
That
That's
sounded
a real
like Gia.
call.
That
was
sounded
a
like
real
Gia.
call. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
That sounded like Big G, but
I
why
love
would
how
Big
you
G
were
be in
like-
Chicago?
The whole thing. That's what I love about you. Here, I was right there with your brain. Chicago number. Who cares who it is? Let's talk about Portillo's.
Did you go to Portillo's?
Ask
That
him
was
if
last
they're
time
at
I went to
Portillo's or if this is Portillo's.
Wait, I just asked him.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Kindoffunny.com's Kevin Coelho in
From
the,
the press
in the
pool?
press pool.
I just asked him, is it Portillo's? He looked at me, smiled, and gave me a thumbs up and walked out.
Maybe it was Portillo's.
Huh? That would be fascinating.
That'd be fun.
But it wasn't Nick Scarpino on the phone. He's the only one who knows us, so
No,
it's
that's
impossible.
true.
Now, speaking of losers from the Kind of Funny Best Friend Tournament,
Sure.
today, I've been on high alert because today we're supposed to get those buffalo chicken pies from DiGiorno. Mm-hmm. So every time the doorbell rings, Cool Greg walks by. He walked by with 3 giant coolers. I was like, are any of those the DiGiorno's? He's like, no, it's all Omaha Steaks. I was like, motherfucker.
I like those Omaha
We
steaks
got
though.
Omaha steaks.
We have 3 things of Omaha Steak.
Are we doing another, we're doing another barbecue?
We're doing a
right?
barbecue on Friday, yeah, with some folks from
but that has
2K.
nothing to do with those steaks, right?
No, I mean, they said they
bringing
would
stuff.
bring stuff.
Excellent. Let them bring stuff. We'll do that.
Shit in my mouth.
We'll
You
use
just
that for
shit in your mouth. Is what
You ever
you
do that?
said.
You're like, oh, that wasn't
Oh,
a burp. There was a little bit more.
Mr. Harper back at St. Francis High School used to call him Erpies. Where it's a
Erpies.
bit of a burp and a bit of throw up. Yeah, yeah.
My wife and I came into a fun term because the other day I had to wake up in the middle of the night to take a poop. She calls it slooping, sleep pooping.
Jesus.
Where you just like, do I have to poop in my dream or am I pooping in real life? And I was like, I had to poop in real life.
Jesus.
I don't like it though. I don't like having to have that much
No.
concentration in the middle of the night.
No, God,
But
no.
every once in a while, you got to sloop.
See, it's interesting. That's how you get. So you woke up and you're like, I gotta poop now.
Yeah, I had a dream about pooping.
Yeah.
And then I woke up and I was like, am I pooping? Am I pooping in the bed right now? And I wasn't, but I was like, I do need to poop.
Oh, Nick. One day that's going to happen.
Oh no! Could you imagine? Could you fucking imagine? I would never hear the end of that.
See, what I like
from my wife if I shit the bed.
For me,
But it'd be a funny story.
It's very much
what we
when
do here.
my body has like I'm kind of like when it comes to a night poop, like a sleep poop or sloop as you call them.
Slooping.
I'm very much like a cat. You know what I mean? Like my cat with an earthquake, where I'll wake up a good 5 minutes in advance. Be like, why am I awake at 3:30 in the morning? What's
You feel
going
the
on?
freight train
And then I
coming.
roll over. I'm like, oh, I was an early warning system. It's time
Yeah.
to get out there. It's like the
Early
tsunami
warnings.
alarm was going
Yeah.
off. You know what I mean?
The thing is, like, obviously, I love pooping, and it's so I'm not gonna be mad at it when and if it happens. It's just I don't like it disrupting my sleep patterns. But I do like pooping, so it's kind of
How much do you hate when it's not on schedule? This morning was one of those where I woke up and I was like going in there and I'm like, all right, usually this is where I poop, but I don't have to poop right now. And so I just like looked at the toilet. It's like, fuck.
When it doesn't work the way I need it to work, it's heartbreaking for me.
Yeah.
'Cause it's the only-
I like
it's
the schedule.
really-
I like the rhythm.
I love like on Saturdays and Sundays I've taken to making myself breakfast. Like I'll have a nice quiet breakfast.
What have you been making?
Just eggs. I'll do eggs, half an avocado or a quarter of an avocado and some turkey bacon. Maybe a little cheddar cheese on top of that because I
Ooh,
like to.
ooh.
I just like to get it while it's hot. Not in the eggs because I feel like I lose the taste.
Sure.
But on top of the eggs, it'll melt nicely if I shred it evenly.
Sure. Oh, I see. Not
And-
in. I see what you're saying.
No, yeah. So in the eggs.
You scramble
just
these
do-
eggs?
Yeah, I like to
Okay.
scramble them. A little bit of olive oil.
Sure.
A little salt and pepper maybe.
Sure.
Not that much. And then
Okay.
a little salsa on top potentially
Okay.
if I get that good Trader Joe salsa.
Yeah.
But what I love about it is by about halfway through that first cup of coffee, about halfway through a car show that I like to watch, if they're restoring like an old Bronco, for instance, what I'm watching right now, you get the movement where your stomach goes, all right, we're ready. And whenever you are.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, no hurry.
You know, it's like Mr. It's like a nice restaurant. Mr. Miller, your table's ready whenever you are.
But
If you'd like to finish
we
with the bar here, we'll carry the bar.
your bar tab will come
Yeah.
over. Let me get those drinks for you.
Yeah,
They're carrying for you.
exactly.
I was so prepared
Hold
to
on, I'm not
fuck
done
with
yet.
whoever the fuck that was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then I did not expect it to be, because I thought it was going to be like one of those random ass
Yeah.
fucking.
Yeah.
We were trying to vote for some shit. And I was like, Greg
it
Miller
work,
is
though?
about to tear them apart. It was. It was Portillo's.
Oh, it was really
It was
Portillo's.
Portillo's calling.
Trying to work with us.
Trying to work with us.
All
Things
right.
are going well.
They are.
They're
All right,
going
good.
very
All right,
well.
stay tuned for that one. That's
Love
exciting.
love
That's exciting news.
Portillo's.
Now back to your shitting though.
Yes.
People love this, by the way.
When we talk about shitting.
Yeah, it's their
Hey,
favorite thing in the world.
I feel like I'm sensing.
I can't tell if you're being serious.
I'm being extremely. Do you read the comments?
I
when
do.
People talking about poop.
I saw the fucking Reddit that they were like, "Why, man, we missed a traditional show with just us." And you know what we did? Kevin Smith was coming up this week.
Yeah.
And we canceled his
Told him to
tickets.
fuck
We said,
himself.
"You know what? No, back to the
We
threesome."
said that the Bratzi is the stupidest character he ever put on screen, so you can't come up and hang out with us, friends.
But congratulations on surviving the heart
Yeah,
attack.
you're awesome.
Where's your wife in all this? You said you make are you making her breakfast? That's a siren on our end, not on your end. Is D up and about?
Dee's up like an hour or two before me,
Okay.
so she's enjoying her quiet time. The thing is, we have opposite sleep schedules, so she'll wake up around 7. I go to bed around midnight, so there's always a 2-hour gap where we kind of have some alone time, which is nice.
Yeah.
because she'll go to bed around 9 or 10,
Yeah.
and we'll hang out for a second, and then I'm like, I'm gonna go just watch whatever I want to watch and just have me time.
Yeah.
Which is sometimes mostly just me putting things on my Netflix queue and then taking things off of my Netflix
Sure.
queue, and never actually
Keep a
watching
nice little
anything on
library
Netflix.
together, you know what I mean?
just- sometimes I'll throw stuff on I know she'll like if it's in a weird Danish language.
Oh, sure.
I'm like, she's gonna love this.
Yeah.
She loved this one show about a show called The Bridge, where it was about a Danish detective. A Danish detective and a Swedish detective having to come together because someone died in the middle of a bridge that connects both countries.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was like, cool. And then she was like, yeah, there's a season 2. And I'm like, did someone else die on the bridge?
Yeah,
Like, how
yeah,
the
yeah.
fuck? What? She's like, no, it was a boat thing. I was like, okay, well, they're gonna
shit,
run out of
man.
shit eventually. Plane crashes in the middle of the country.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, that's nice. But when I wake up on a Saturday, we try to spend just a little time just relaxing together because
Sure.
so often I'm out every night doing whatever, and even on our designated time together, which is usually Wednesday nights, I'm somewhere else, or we're both tired, or so Saturdays, like after we've slept in, we could just connect and I'll
Sure.
eat breakfast, and it's the ritual of I make myself coffee and all that stuff. But
But she's
man,
not
I'd
eating
say-
or drinking.
No, she'll usually have had a tea and a lar bar or something before that, or maybe she's not
gotcha.
hungry for breakfast. Like she
Gotcha.
does whatever she wants to do.
All right.
But man, I'll tell you, the second I even smell that coffee, the second I
You're one of those guys.
if I brew the coffee, if I open the bag of coffee, my body goes, a little shiver goes up. It's like we're getting ready.
Yeah.
Using a French press, or you just putting into
Just
the
the
filter?
old cone filter coffee,
Sure,
which
sure,
is an answer that I finally have for when they say, "How would you like me to grind this coffee?"
Oh, fine.
I go, "Oh, cone."
Finally.
No, because I was like, filter number 4, and they're like, what? And finally, someone's like, cone or other, and I'm like, cone, and the guy's like, oh, okay.
You don't do that shit at Starbucks. That's why downstairs needs to be a Starbucks. Every day we finish lunch. It's like, do we want to go to Starbucks? And we go. Problem with Kind of Funny, there's like 10 Starbucks around us, none of them very close, and all of them inconvenient. They're either in the mall, in a Target, they're their own Starbucks, but that Starbucks has parking issues going on around it. Yeah. You get in there, there's always some issue in there.
That's the ticket Starbucks.
It is. It's a bad time.
Like
there was a nice young woman there today, though, complimented my jacket. She was like, where can I get that jacket? I was like,
Amazon.com?
I kid you not. Go to Amazon, type in dope jacket. She was like, I'm going to do that. All right.
Is it dope jacket or cool jacket?
Cool jacket, dope jacket. It depends on what you're
pretty much just jacket, I think, is the key word in that sentence.
Sure.
Dope jacket, whatever.
Yeah, we have a problem with businesses on our block. There's 2 hairdressers like fighting it out. Okay. There's the Cheesecake Shop.
They're both never open.
Yeah, the Cheesecake Shop that's also never open.
Definitely.
We're open from 3 to 4:30 Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Unless it's a holiday, then you should have called ahead. Nobody's open.
Did you see that next door to the Cheesecake place, there's a new business that just opened up? That's
In
like,
the old board game spot?
Yeah, and it's a fucking weird ass
Clothing place?
hype beast clothing place that's like, I don't know. It
feels like one of those places were they resell shoes. Like you were telling me there's like an eBay front store.
Yeah,
kind of feel like
that's what it looks like.
Yeah,
it's like this seems like they're trying to get the cool kids to come shop here, but I'm like, it's very Euro trashy.
Yeah,
you know,
Dude,
I don't know.
Tim blew my mind the other day because you know how he knows a lot more about life than I do. Of
course,
I've been on this planet for about 10 years longer. We were going to Burgermeister, which is our new favorite place to go to.
They got wings.
If you want to come out, you can come out with us next week.
Oh, thanks. It'd be nice.
Just great,
give me an
excellent
invite.
service, really good wings.
Okay, cool.
Really good wings.
Yeah.
And
when did he give me an invite, Kev?
Right there. He said next week you want to go.
I'm being proactive about our friendship. You and your fucking chicken salads over there. You're mixing your bowl. What are you eating over there? None of your fucking business, Scarpino.
eating like I'm in prison.
Like you're in prison. Like I'm trying to fucking attack your butt. Anyway, the store next to it is one of those stores that sells really cool exclusive shoes that are like each shoe.
Oh, we got to line up and all that shit.
Yeah, where they have like
Yeezys.
But I was like, Tim, what's the deal with this? And
It's
he goes,
not that.
What is it? You were just like, it's an eBay front, basically.
It's an eBay front.
Yeah,
it's Kevin. It's where your friend works. Yeah, it's just an eBay front where these people essentially like like Craigslist isn't safe and whatever.
Where you go
meet up in
meet?
random
Yeah.
places. Like this store is kind of made for that, where people can come meet there and then sell shoes and they verify that they're like real Jordans or whatever.
Okay,
and then they just like they'll keep them there, and essentially that place can sell them if it sells more than eBay sells for. So it's like you'll go and like you see a bunch of stuff where it's like outside it's always 50% off everything. It's a big sale, but that's off of like the garbage that nobody wants. Everything on the walls is up priced like by like 3 times, and it's so stupid. But then people think it's a good deal because they're dumb.
Yeah, because it said 50% off. They had these Jordans that were the Gatorade ones, I think.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, dude, you can get those Gatorade ones right now. And Tim's like, check the price. And I'm like, all right. So I look and it said 50% off, but they were priced at like $300.
Yeah.
But in the store, they're like $110. So you're like, oh, you're actually spending $40 more here. It was like that time I went to get the Divisadero car wash. And you know how they always have the deal, like get the car wash and then fill up and we'll give you like 10 cents off a gallon of gas.
Yeah.
Finally, the guy was like, I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to fill up my gas too. Guy's like, don't do that. He like gave me the head shake. I was like, why? He goes, look, man, because I guess the car wash and the gas station are run by 2 separate businesses. He's like, look, I got to tell you. Just check the price of the gasoline right next door at the Chevron right next door. And I'm like, he's like, before you buy gas here. And I looked out and yeah, it was 10 cents off, but it was 30 cents more per gallon here than it was literally a half block over. And I'm like, damn, bro. Like, I'm just not paying attention. You guys are scheming. Weird.
Yeah.
That guy saved me $1.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you went
What a
back there
man.
and you thanked him.
I did, man. I thanked him.
Tipped him $1.
I did actually. I tipped way too much at the car wash. They work hard.
If you didn't know, this is the Game Over Greggy show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 3 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can toss us a couple of bucks and get a whole bunch of cool perks, including watching it live, watching it later as a YouTube video, listening to it as an MP3. If you watch it in the early access on the video, you get the pre and post shows. If you watch it live, you get the pre and post shows. If you get the MP3, you just get the show and a wink from me. I'm winking at you right now. Listen to MP3. You don't even fucking know.
They felt
Do
it,
you, Clay? Keep driving.
Yeah, Clay, you bitch ass.
You know he's
stupid
doing
fuck.
it. If you don't want to toss any bucks
Do we
our
have
way,
someone we know named Clay? Or we just
there's always a Clay.
There's
there always is
a
one Clay. You don't think there's going to be a Clay, but there's always a Clay.
Clay, I want you to send a photo of your license and you listen to the podcast while driving, no hands on the wheel. If you don't want to give us any money and support the show and support the stuff you love, no big deal. The next week, on Friday, it is up as one big video and one big MP3 for you to enjoy on youtube.com/kindafunny and podcast services around the globe, including Spotify and iHeartRadio. What's up, Nick?
I'm going to say this. I love keeping my car clean. But
I've noticed.
One of the problems is I can only rationalize taking it to the car wash once a month. You know, it's like $30.
Really?
Well, it's like $30. Plus, it doesn't get that dirty.
Big old Greg Miller used to get the cars washed, I think, every other week.
Well, this is what I'm telling you guys.
Okay.
Let me take your car to get washed.
Go for it.
Let me just show up
your
at your
car?
house because I love the car wash so much. You go, there's a cup of I get a cup of coffee across the thing. I come here, I complain about stuff.
Yeah.
It's my opportunity.
Wait,
my brain to
complaining to who?
Oh,
Your
myself.
one opportunity.
Oh.
Like I'm like, these guys are just too slow. Or it's too
I'm sorry.
sunny, or it's too
From
hot
the
out here.
press pool, I have kind of funnies. Kevin Coelho, what'd you have to chime in there with her?
Nick, how much you paying once a month?
The that once a month car wash, I believe, is $35 plus tip. But it's not. No, it's the highway robbery. Are you kidding me? Fucking take it. They run it through the machine and then they wipe it off.
Yeah, what
But
the
still,
fuck?
in this city, it's like
In
one
Daly
of the cheapest
City,
ones.
they're shoving $10.
But is it one that you drive through?
Mm-hmm.
See, this they actually go in and detail the car and do all that stuff.
They give you all the things you can do it yourself. I've never done it.
I might do that, but I also just like it's like a relaxation thing for me. All I'm saying is,
I'll do it for 25.
We also like spending money.
you'll wash my car for $25.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna do a good enough job.
I bet I would, and I'm gonna wear that thing where I tie the shirt up around the top of my
yeah,
navel,
uh-huh. Of course you should.
Just
and then
Simpson.
Kevin will be
do a
out there.
do-rag too,
Pour
just a-
some sugar on
yes,
me.
so just splash water. Like, Greg, that's not washing my car. You're just
And I'm
having
like
sex
rolling
with
on the
Kevin.
hood, leaving giant dents in it.
That's at Arizona. No, I mean I miss the days of being able to wash my own car. You joke, but I'm like, if I
I remember
could,
that, yeah.
I would. If I had a driveway, even if it was in the city, I would totally connect to hose and do it. I always thought it was zen. Like it's fun. You put a little tunes on, and like
Big ol' Greg
detail
Miller loved doing
stuff,
that, yeah.
and like no matter what, I'm
Turtle
gonna do
wax.
it better than anyone else because I actually care about my car and I like the way it smells. But I just haven't done it in a while. I'm saying is like if you ever want me to take your, I'll just come over
Hey,
to your
dude,
house, pick it up.
somebody
You
just
give me
needs to do
$35.
it.
I'll
I'm not
bring you back
doing
a
it.
coffee.
I'm
'Cause I
still
love
fighting
it.
the good fight from a year ago.
I look at your car and I think to myself, I want to clean this car. I'm like Monica
Go
from
for it.
Friends. I'm like, I want to clean this car so bad.
Gia said she was going to do it. She has never done it.
Gia
She's attempted it
Gia
twice.
has failed us for the last time.
Here's
what
what
I've
I'm
been
willing to
saying.
do. Here's what I'm willing to do. I'll give you $15 if you want to try to crowdsource the rest of the 15, or I guess the 10 you need, or no, 20. That's not how math works. I'd love to see you get the Goatmobile washed and detailed.
The Goatmobile that's what spurred this whole conversation. Because I finally, Kevin won't let me
It's
ride
just
in his
life,
car.
man.
Kevin won't let me ride in his car. He won't let me drive his
Kevin,
car.
I need you to get on the mic and turn on your little Kev cam. Need you, big dog. Kevin Smith couldn't come
That's not
because the
true.
fans didn't want him.
That's not true. Today you walked up to my car, super excited,
a dope
yelling
car.
from across the street.
I'm jealous.
being like,
Kevin
let
said,
me see
"Stop
that car.
coming near my car."
He said,
"We
"Don't.
need to go.
We gotta go. We gotta
Stop."
be back."
And Nick just kept walking.
And I wanted to see the goat hair in the back. Now it's,
It's
funny
not
because
goat hair,
if,
it's dog hair.
if I had that much goat hair in the back of the car,
was
you would
dog
think like
hair.
maybe just take it by a car wash, you'd bite the bullet, $30, get it cleaned
Nick,
out.
I don't ride in the back though.
It's been 2 weeks.
Very few people
That's what
ride
I'm
in
saying.
the back.
On the ride over
I will offer
to
this service. You buy me a-
Avengers Infinity War, I was shotgun, and we stopped to pick up Paula Coelho. And I was like, "Oh, do you want me to get in the back?" And Kev's like, "No, don't worry about it. There's a lot of hair back there." He didn't say go to dog. A lot of hair back there.
Dog.
And I looked back there, a lot of hair back there, and I was like, "Oh, well, now I feel bad putting Paul there, but I don't want to go there." And he goes, "No. Paula knows what she's getting into. Yeah, she knew. She understands what this car has brought for us.
Wow.
So I feel like, yeah, I mean,
I'm
you know.
gonna clean it. I told Nick my plan.
You're
He's
busy. I
ignoring
understand.
it.
What's your plan? I haven't heard your plan.
So my little brother is also
Spencer?
he's getting my mom's car.
Spence.
Okay.
What's that car?
2009
Bigfoot? Is it a
2009
Bigfoot?
Ferrari.
Camry. Okay,
Sorry.
that's fine. 2009 Camry.
Yeah.
Nice car.
190,000 miles. Well, that engine exploded, so now it has an 80,000 mile engine.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. That car is a disaster. Good God, my mom. I don't understand.
But
how
for
she
a
can
first
allow-
car, that's what he should
No,
have.
yeah.
Sure.
He
But
shouldn't
here's
have the one you're driving.
I had the Ford Taurus, loved it.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna come over one of these weekends. Not this next one because it's Stephanie's wedding. You all know that.
We know Steph's plan.
The stuff.
And I'm gonna like thoroughly clean my car and his car, and I'm really excited because it's gonna be a fun little weekend of us just in there vacuuming cars.
Do you think either
Can I
you or
comment?
him will tie the shirt off above your navel, and then I can pour some sugar on me?
I might.
Okay.
Could I
Do it
probably-
for the
now,
gram.
I'm not saying I have some stuff to do this weekend, but depending on timing,
You
can I
weren't
come and help?
listening. You weren't listening.
Can I come and help?
I very
Hold on now.
specifically said not this weekend.
Oh, is it the next weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
But in the
how
same
did you miss that?
in the
Oh,
same
I
vein,
was looking at the cat gif that you sent me halfway through.
you
our
like
podcast.
it?
I love it. I'm gonna send it to my wife right
in
now.
the same vein though, Nick Scarpino.
Yeah.
Do you want to go? And when I say full Garth Brooks, I mean full Garth Brooks, and wear cowboy hats and crash Steph's wedding. That way, it's not like we're trying to blend in. We're trying to stand out.
Yeah, I really do. I really want to do
Open
this.
like it's in what sounds like a open area. I don't think that there's going to be gates, is what I'm saying.
Just lay it on me, because it would only be people who are watching live or have early access who could also crash it with us. And if you're going to crash, wear a cowboy hat. Yeah.
What do you mean? Late what? I don't know the venue.
Where is it?
No, I have no.
You know where it is.
I know what city. It's in Saratoga.
All right, we're getting closer. Cool, Greg.
enough, but I don't
I'm
know.
gonna need a Google search to find out, number one, where Saratoga is, and venues.
It's about an hour south.
Yeah.
I don't know where
Get
Saratoga
us as
is.
much info as you can.
I'm gonna need
Give
a
me a
Google
book
search to
report
figure
on
out how to
Saratoga.
Spell Saratoga first.
Cool Greg comes in with that cardboard like fold-out thing you had in like 7th grade, like printed little
Little
printouts.
speech. Saratoga was established in 19.
God,
Amazing. He's got like a tie on over it. But he's still the hat.
Still has the hat.
oh,
Still
still a
has
hat.
the tags
Totally,
of his
totally.
shoes just hanging out for no reason.
Oh, man.
Beautiful. Oh.
There's a
Oh.
doorbell.
Is
Cool
that gonna
Greg, if
be
those
your-
are DiGiorno pizzas, I need to know stat.
We need to throw a couple of those motherfuckers in.
Let's start the show
You want to start
Let's
it?
do that,
with
dude.
what is and forever will be the first topic we actually thought about doing. The other day, well, let's go this way. 1 year ago today, as of recording, I married Genevieve St. Ange.
Happy anniversary. Buddy.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Best decision of my life.
Second
Outside
best
of telling
decision.
you, yeah, exactly. Outside of telling you all to vote for Trending Gamer that one time. Second
That was really cool. You got a trophy out of that one.
And the other day we were sitting around, bumming around, probably drinking wine. I don't know what we were doing, but we started talking about, we're gonna have these children
Yeah.
at some point, right? And I'll tell you what. Side story of the story I'm telling you right now. I was on the bus the other day. It was bus coming here, usually not that crowded, right? All of a sudden the bus got super crowded because these 3 or 4 women got on, along with like the 19 kids they were watching.
Big kids?
No, they weren't one of the big kids.
Okay.
These were this is what I was saying when I got home to Jen last night and was talking about these children. Is that it was very interesting because I don't ever get to see these size children in their natural habitats. You know what I mean?
Describe to me their size, Greg.
They weren't babies, but I don't think they were even first graders yet. I think
So,
they
like,
were in
we're
that
talking 1 to
kindergarten.
2-year-olds?
No, that can't be right. Kindergarten range, right?
They could talk, kind of.
Exactly. No, they're talking to each other and understand. They're talking to the one was just fucking like koala hugging the woman's leg and talking to her and all this shit. And then they were just having little conversations and they all had really cute human clothes, but way too small because they're kids.
Like,
You know
you're
what I
like,
mean?
those are Converse, but they're mini Converse.
Exactly.
love
So
that.
they all got on the bus, which I'm impressed enough that these kids are on the public transit. You know what I
San
mean?
Francisco, dude.
I know.
You're born on a bus. People are born on the bus.
I hear you. But I'm watching these kids, and how I'm a big scary guy, and I'm looking down, so I probably like the 20 chins or whatever, and I'm just watching them, and they're just having conversations. They're paying no mind to me, because usually when you see these kind of kids, it's never in wild. It's in captivity. Like you go to your friend's house and they have this brand of child.
Yeah.
And when they're there, they want to hang out with the parents or the sibling, and then you're new, so they're shy for a while, and then all of a sudden they break through that.
They
And
give you like a
only
peace
want,
offering where they bring you something, you have to act
they
super
only
excited
want to
about
talk
whatever
to
the
you. They
fuck it is.
only want to talk to you about like, hey, whatever the fuck you're
Great,
about, and
it's
like
the letter A. I
come
get
look
it.
at my room and all this
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? So this was fun to see them in the wild talking to each other and like saying stupid
What were they
things.
talking about? What's their opinion on
They're-
Kanye and Trump?
This was my thing. Jen asked the same question, and I wasn't taking any comprehensive notes. At one point, a little Asian one did say to another little one, race unknown, hey, like, well, my parents knew that. They were having a conversation with their parents. Then at the end of the row, there was one little girl with like very thin hair. And
She
so
was like,
she
my mom
was
has got to stop drinking.
she was a questionable one to me.
It's time to start
because I
talking about my
wasn't
mom's coke addiction.
as you again, I don't see them in this state as wild children. So it was like, did you get a bad haircut? Is this a thing, or are you in this? I don't even know where you go from baby hair to toddler hair. And again, they weren't that small. It wasn't like
Yeah.
they were struggling to walk.
And it's 2018. They all had their cell phones out. They were like texting each other.
Exactly.
They were talking about the podcast they have to record later, where they're going to have a topic where they're just like, how many 30-year-old men you think you could fight?
That'd be amazing. How many of us would it take to take that one 30-year-old man?
I digress. Children. I've been thinking about them every so often. Jen and I are going to have these things at some point. We talk about that every so often. But of course, when I think about anything happening, Nick, I think about movies.
Yeah.
And I remember a movie I watched called My Life. Yeah. Michael Keaton, Nicole Kidman. Left an impression on me. Do you remember this film?
No.
Because I was too young to watch it probably when I watched it. And then since then, it's not like it's like a tour de force film everybody talks about.
Sure. It's incredibly sad.
Basically, Nicole Kidman, Michael Keaton are together. She gets knocked up with the baby. He gets diagnosed with terminal cancer at the same time. And he has a great scene, remember, with the doctor, where the doctor tells him he's going to die and he like leaves. And then he comes back in and he's in the middle of another patient's thing. He's like, you don't get to tell me that. You don't get to tell me that. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael
Batman.
Keaton.
I was just like, Batman and Beetlejuice. Yeah, fucking awesome. But anyways, what he does is he starts secretly making VHS tapes, videotapes for his unborn child. And it's going to be a boy of like how to shave and how to do this and like this
Basically,
stuff.
like, all the fatherly things he could possibly do to teach the kid before, like just anything he can
Like
think to
playing
do.
catch. It's
Exactly.
going to be hard through video.
You did it. I mean, you do it every day.
No.
Then, Nicole Kidman finds out that he's doing this and she wants to be a part of it. So she helps him make the videos more. And stuff.
Hot.
And then, no, not those kind of videos.
Birds and the bees.
No, but
He
she
gets to
was
see-
hot back
Gotta
then.
teach
It
him a
should
couple
be-
She's hot right now. Did you
Should be-
fucking see Big Little Lies?
It should be noted that she was hot back then.
She's hot right now. You're being rude.
I don't.
And then
I
I'm
haven't
being
seen
rude
anything
saying she's hot,
in a
period.
while.
She was hotter then.
Why is that rude?
Dude, Nicole Kidman, Batman Forever. Don't sleep on it.
Moulin Rouge.
She sleeps naked, but she's waiting for Batman to come in. Remember
'Cause
that?
she wants Batman to take his bat rubber out and fucking bat do her.
Does his bat rubber, instead of having the
He takes the
reservoir
codpiece
no,
off and it's
instead of
just
having the reservoir tip, it has the two reservoir tips like horns.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So when it fills with ejaculate, it blows up. You've seen a condom filled with
Oh,
shit,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
You-
Quite
that's
familiar.
like you sucking stuff out of a condom.
Suck
That's-
and blow.
Oh no.
Anyways, and then he gets the cancer keeps getting worse. He's on his deathbed, but they bring a circus to the backyard. I remember, and then he dies.
A circus?
Yeah, doesn't matter for this story or where we're going with this topic. I was thinking, however, of like, wow, that'd be cool if that ever happened to me. But maybe I'd do that for kid. And then I got to thinking, it's a rarity that death comes around and telegraphs that it's going to be there outside of Final Destination movies. Usually, you're just walking down the street, piano gets dropped down. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
walking down the street, rattlesnake
Usually.
pops out,
Yeah.
pops out of the fucking
I
floor.
had I don't know if I told you guys this story or not, but I had a recent brush with death where it tried to take me and I beat it back like just a fucking
I heard
child.
rumors.
I just beat it
Shingles.
into the ground. Just beat it into the ground.
Yeah.
So.
Did you make videos for people?
No, I didn't think I needed to because I know I got the heart of a champ, I got the immune system of a champ, I got the hands of a champ, I got the eyes of a champ. I have great hearing, not champion level hearing, but we're getting it there.
Okay.
Can't be perfect. So I just
You're
figured
training your hearing, training your ears at night. My question is this, because I was thinking about this. Does it make sense when we have this kid finally, whether it be inside of Jen or it's out on the outside now, released to the wild?
hopefully it starts there. and
Well,
comes
yeah.
out
Well, I mean, but I'm talking about, I don't
timely
know. I don't
manner,
know
roughly
when.
8 to 9
Does it
months.
make sense for me to start making videos?
What like, I'm going to need some clarification. In
Sure.
what world is it not coming from inside of
He's
Jen?
saying either he
Kevin
waits-
Coella from kindoffunny.com, press pool. What do you have to say?
He's saying either they wait for the kid to be born or while she's pregnant.
He
I
starts
make these
making
videos.
Yeah.
Not in a future, not so far off.
Okay.
We figure out how to impregnate giraffes
Yeah.
with human sperm so that we
Because
got
Greg's
really
just
tall
like,
kids.
hey, man, fertila's
Nick-
great. Like a little wiener baby.
Oh my god!
Why would you choose
have-
the giraffe? The one that has the
I
6
want
foot drop.
my kid to be tall. That's why.
Oh, so now it's not just being impregnated. Like, oh man,
I'm
how about-
raising the giraffe. I'm not gonna let the giraffe raise my child.
That's not what I mean.
I will.
Like-
I will
Stupid
name
kid.
it after the Toys R Us giraffe.
I thought you
Oh,
were
Jeffrey.
just
Yeah,
using the
Jeffrey.
giraffe's womb.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Does it make sense, do you think, or is it too morbid to make these videos even though I'll be healthy? Probably, knock on wood.
Why was that morbid?
Because, well, I'm making videos in the event of my death. And then do I make one video or do I make a lot of videos?
A lot of it.
Well,
Yeah.
knowing you can't just make one. I'd say you make a lot. I say you launch a whole other channel, and the channel's called Greg's Baby or whatever it is, and you just start making weekly videos for your kid.
Now-
The problem with you is you're gonna just keep doing them, and the kid's gonna be like, "Dad, I'm in high school now.
Yeah.
I know how to shave. I'm already having sex. We've had all these conversations. Please stop posting videos about me, about my me not knowing how to use my wee wee. Like I understand
Yeah,
how
yeah.
my dick works,
Why is
Dad."
he saying wee wee?
Because that's what Greg. Hey, little tyke. I know you're 19 years old now, but let's talk about your peep
I brought your Uncle Nicky in to talk about your doink.
Hey, what's going on, man?
God.
I've gone back to smoking. Listen, lipstick. I don't know.
I remember when I was 13. I don't remember what show it was or something, but there was a show that did something similar to this, but
Yeah.
it wasn't to a kid. It was just to yourself. And it was like time machine type stuff.
Oh, sure,
And
sure,
You know,
sure.
when you're a dumb kid, your teacher's like, "Oh, write some shit and we'll send it to you."
Yeah.
Like eventually they did that. And I was like, "This is really cool." Like I was an idiot when I wrote this, but like whatever. I made myself laugh in the future.
Yeah.
That's dope.
mom
I remember
threw mine
thinking,
out.
I was like, I want to every year at the end of the year record myself, like do a vlog, and this is
Yeah.
before vlogs were a thing, talking about what I did that year, everything I did that year.
Oh, that's cool.
So that eventually I can go back and watch and be like, oh shit, I did a lot of cool shit. I've never done that video. No.
Sure.
No. And every year I think about it. Every year I'm like, this will be the year. And then I start making excuses and I'm just like, oh, I can just look at everything that we've done on Kind of Funny and just call it a day. It's different though. Like I feel like you need to make that decision to be like, I'm going to do this for my future. And if it's for your kid, it is even more your future.
See,
it's your legacy.
I knowing I was going to do this topic today, last night, I brought it up to Jen. I'm like, hey, I know this might be morbid, but hey, you know, you get knocked up by me, hopefully. You have this baby. I want to make sure that if something does happen to me out of the blue, again, piano on the head, rattlesnake out of the grate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I want to...
Oh, but okay, let's just go there. You're walking along. Let me see if I got this right. You're walking along on in the streets of New York City or Chicago, right?
Sure, or
you
San
got
Francisco.
you got those grates where the steam comes out,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Nobody knows what makes the steam.
Yeah.
No one's ever seen it,
Right.
Except one day, a young Greg Miller, young buck,
Yeah.
cancer free, looks down.
Piano
finally
falls. He
figures
dodges
out-
that.
Piano falls. He dodges it, but the piano disturbs the beast underneath,
Rattlesnakes.
which is rattlesnakes.
Yeah,
and
you
they
nailed
come
it.
out for no reason and decide to bite you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm there. I'm on the
That's
grate.
it.
You know what I mean?
That's
That's how it
it.
works.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to do this. I don't want it to catch you off guard with the morbidness of it. You know, I don't want her, you know, Jen, she loves me a lot. Too much, some would say. Cries a lot when she thinks about me passing away, which she talks about often. Like, did you try that soup? I want to make sure it doesn't make you pass away. I'm kidding. She's not poisoning me, don't worry.
Oh.
And she's like, no, I think it's a great idea. I don't want to do them with you. She didn't even know about my life with Nicole Kidman.
I don't think you need to.
But then, well, you know, it's kind of set the bar for this.
Yeah.
A lot of people say it inspired Philip DeFranco. I want to do this with you, and she's like, I think we should do it their entire life. To which we then started talking about, what I think it would be cool, right, is that we're making the video, and it's us holding the baby, talking about the baby, and then I was talking about with her, like I think early on it would be a lot of videos like every other day or something. You did this for the first time. You shit on Uncle Nick. You did this, blah, blah, blah. But then it would even, as you got older, right, it would be like, all right, cool. There's like
Still
months,
shitting on Uncle Nick.
years of gaps.
You just think it's a joke every
Dark
week. The
turn.
kid's got to try to shit on me. I'm like, I'm gonna fuck that kid
We
up
would do
one of
that.
these
We
days.
would do that. But you know, like it's your first day of school, or Jen brought up, you know, later on in high school, like, you know, you said you're going out to this thing. We know you snuck out the boy, blah, blah, stuff like that or whatever. And then on their 18th birthday, give them the URL to this YouTube channel that has all these secret videos on unlisted videos there that are there ready to go.
My thing is this: like, I love this idea. I just it can't be. You can't keep doing that to the kid in a public way. So the secret.
Oh,
I
it's not
that.
public, yeah.
But if it were public, like this is the thing I wonder, because people are doing this, by the way. Like that's what Facebook is right now. All of my friends are just chronicling every.
But they also put a
single
bunch
thing.
of bullshit in there that the kid's not going to care about. Nobody's going to go back.
No. But that's the kid at some point will be like, I have lived with you guys. I don't know how important it's going to be to the kid. Maybe later down the road when the kid has kids of their own,
Yeah.
and they can look back and have that perspective on it. But a 16 to 18-year-old kid is going to be like, cool, great, and never watch those videos. And this is what I wonder about right now is like people's lives are being chronicled from the second they're conceived all the way until what? Like, you know, how we have friends that have
Till the
kids, and
rattlesnakes.
every time I check on their Facebook page, it's like, hey, just another 50 pictures of what we did every fucking day of the week. And it's like, that's great, but like, what does that do to a kid when they're just like, yeah, my entire life is online and everyone can see me from like literally
Well,
But they're not
that
gonna
stops
care.
at some point, though. Like that's the thing.
But
is,
then
like,
they
there's
pick it up on their Facebook.
True, but I feel like there's a gap though, where it's like, I mean, I grew up with my dad like, making home videos every day. Like my entire life was chronicled until I was like 3, and then it just stopped. And then there's
So,
just
like,
a
he's not
huge
interested
gap
anymore.
where like I picked it back up when I was like 13. But it's like there's
Similar
like a
to
huge
Jesus.
gap there where
But I don't think there's a gap anymore, because I think now the parents, the yous who are like, social media is just a way of life, and I want to share every aspect of my life. Why would you leave a gap there? It's habitual. Like your kid's 3, first day of school is right around the corner. Let's do that. Second day of first day
But
of real
the
school
kid
is right
starts
there.
getting more busy though, and I feel like the thing is like I'm seeing a lot of my friends whose kids are now 4 or 5, and it's like it's totally changing. Where it's like it's not as much because
But I totally
the
get
kid
it.
has more agency.
That's
the
true.
kid's
The
like,
kid's like, get the
fuck
fucking
out of my face.
But then, like, doesn't the kid at some point just be like, I want to see what my friends are doing on Instagram? The kid starts Instagram and it just picks it up from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm sure there's a small gap, but
You're still thinking of it in a very our generational way of what would it be like for us to be raised and everything's chronicled online, but then have the stance we have right now is somebody who didn't grow up with that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, by the time the kid grows up that's getting chronicled now, they're just gonna be like, that's just
It's
what
just
life is.
commonplace.
Everybody's everywhere. Yeah. And
It's
it'll
the
be,
idea of like, oh, there's TV 20. Like when TV went to 24-hour news cycles, people were like, wow, this is crazy.
yeah.
But yeah, it's just standard.
You know,
now.
it's, and then it'll just be normal that, like, you know, for me, there's like these definitive young Greg photos, right?
Yeah.
But for like whoever will think back in, you know, in 20 years, whoever's old, whoever will look back at young whoever and not think about the fact that it's amazing that there's 9,000 photos of them doing
every
everything.
single
I mean,
thing.
I will say this though, like, and I understand that most of it's just messaging toward the kid, but if you're chronicling a lot of that in video format, first off, shoot it in 8K. Let's future-proof this. Second off, your kids are
Turn
probably
the
going to be
camera wide.
celebrities, so they'll thank you whenever someone comes and does the documentary about them at the end of their life, and they have all that amazing
footage.
footage
Shit's
of them
key.
as kids.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing right now is I'm like, I was talking to my mom the other day. I was like, do you have any, like, actual, like, do you have all the video and stuff saved to me? She's like, yeah, I have it. I'm like, man, next time I come down, I want to look at that. Like, I haven't looked at old pictures of the family or, like, any of my old relatives in 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'd like to see it now with the perspective of a 38-year-old balding man. Like, just see what, you know what I mean? But just an older person
Sure.
of like, oh, I'm going to look at this picture and actually see things and like, what car did you guys drive back then? Was this in Florida? I'll ask questions that are not a stupid kid question like shine, whatever. You know, like, is that what I don't know what my mom's mom looks like.
Really?
Like my mom was adopted and brought over here, and I know what her adopted mother looks like. But if I like my real Italian grandma and grandpa, I think I've only seen twice. And so to me, it's like, I mean, I only met them once before they both passed away. So it's like stuff like that I'm like, yeah, I think it's incredibly important to do a lot of this stuff with. And for you, I think you could have so much fun with it. Because like you mentioned, you're like, oh, we know you snuck out that one time. Like,
Yeah.
what if you, like, when they sneak out, you both wake up and make the video? That could totally fuck with your kid for the rest of the life.
Yeah, see, I don't think this is morbid at all. Like, I just think that, like,
Well,
this is
it
just-
evolved because originally it was, all right, cool. We're having our kid, and then I film a video that is just like, hey, whatever your fucking name is, you know, like these are the things I'd want you to know about me, and yada yada yada. Like, if you're seeing this, I'm probably dead. And
Yeah.
yada. Whereas, like, when it evolves into a YouTube channel with all these like funny little,
But see, the thing is this, though. I mean, here, I'm going to go you one further. Right?
lay it on me.
I think there's a distinct possibility that what we're doing right now is going to continue. So I feel like what we got going on right now, pretty good. Like, we're going to keep growing this channel.
Sure.
I think it's going to be the same as like Jeff and Millie, where Millie's born and just becomes ingratiated into sort of like
The content.
the
Yeah.
right? And I think that's
We've
gonna
already
be a
talked about
little
we're
bit-
monetizing the shit out of my kid.
Oh, we better. Yeah, we're gonna get the kid an agent and just get it out there.
No, not like I said. When morning shows are Kind of Funny Games Daily, kids in the Bjorn. Starts crying, put it in another room where we're streaming on a separate Twitch channel where you can tip or bit cheer or whatever the fuck to have Kevin come in there and rub it and give it a toy or whatever. You know what I mean?
Go you one further.
Christ, I do
Yeah.
not like
We find
that.
a room in the center. Tigers on chains. If you don't tip, the chain gets one more, one more.
Yeah.
Till the kid gets eaten.
We will need Kevin. Now you got
Go
time to
old
worry
school
about this, but like
gladiator.
when this does happen, which is we got time, lots of time still. But when it does happen, we're gonna need a morning show segment called Greg Miller's Babies, and then the intro needs to be a Muppet Babies ripoff.
Oh, God, yeah.
Greg Miller's Babies.
It's just one kid. I have the whole time. It's just we only had one. That's it. We have one other
breaking
room.
news coming in from my mom who
Uh-oh.
just texted me.
She watching this right now live?
No. This is based on the morning show from today.
Oh, no.
Tim, I gotta let you know. Nick is my favorite perv, but I'm so proud that you're really the pure one. He is, I don't know, really sick.
That's right, Ann.
I've never
I
met
love you.
anyone in my life so interested in letting people know about his penis or others or the sex in his life.
Yep. I'm fascinated by my own penis, and I think all of you out there should be as well.
I agree.
I just think it is. It's got
What
a
did
nice
I miss in the
curvature.
morning show? You
I have no idea. It's standard morning show. I don't remember
Okay,
anything
let's
she's
just-
talking
Okay.
about.
Okay. Nothing
Yesterday
like
we talked about Jeff and I talked about tummy hugging.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
want to recreate those photos, and we're gonna
I'm
do it.
into that.
It's gonna be great. I don't know. I like this idea. I like this idea a lot. I think like obviously we don't have any plans to have children, but I think that I have to kind of force myself to get out there and chronicle my own life. I don't think it would be that hard if I had a kid though. I think if I had a kid, I would be that obsessive parent that wanted to get every single thing like on camera
Sure.
at the right angle. And if I like was like, hey, could you film me? And the people, if I saw them turn the phone, vertically instead of horizontally, I just take it out of their head and just fucking backhand them.
Right.
Like what
Yeah, that's
fucking
fair.
era
That's
do you
fair.
live in, you idiot?
I think what you're talking about, though, about how the photo albums, that is what we're talking about just for a different era.
Sure.
But like those photo albums are so important because it's not every single moment of life. It is key moments that you'll always think back to, like like that is your memories. Like that is all you have from those times is these key things. Like the picture of me, my brother Kevin, and his sister in the Ninja Turtle pajamas. It's like, to me, that picture is all we have from that era.
Yeah.
Like that is representative of our entire that year of our childhood together. And it is weird because like, you know, my dad's dead now, and there's this one video that was like it wasn't a rattlesnake. You know, the piano got him actually. But there's a video from like his last month alive that is just, my mom is really fucking weird and like just like listening to music and like recording that moment, like having that moment. So she'll like put a radio on the table and then just fucking film the radio on the table with the sunset. She's a fucking hippie. But like there's this video she has that is just her and my dad listening to music in the backyard talking.
That's
and
cool.
it's just
That's cool.
4 minutes.
I love that.
But it's like, I have that. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't need hours of all this footage. It doesn't even need a video directed to me, but it's like, I'll always know like that was the last recorded thing of my dad, you know? And it's just like, it's weird and it's really sad. It's not like he said anything interesting. In fact, he was really insulting. But it's just like, but it's fun. I mean, that was him.
Racial
you know?
slurs left and right.
So it's, I do think like those like memories and like things like that are super important. And it's just like, I feel like there's a balance to be found. Like if I'm totally gonna do something like this for my kid or whatever the fuck ends up happening. But like, what does that look like and how much of it is there? I think that's the key to it. And we'll see. Everything adapts and changes. Like everyone thought that MySpace would be around forever. Like maybe not actually MySpace, but what was uploaded to MySpace, everyone's like, oh, that's there. I don't need to save these pictures. Like
Exactly.
it's there.
Yeah,
They're gone now. Like so many of my friends' pictures in the early days of digital cameras where it's like, oh, we don't need to get the actual film developed and stuff. We can just snap, and all these albums. If you didn't save them to your computer, they're gone.
Oh no, I'd say perfect example. I just bought my wife a new computer, and she had a bunch of pictures saved from like trips where it was the digital camera thing, and I was like, she's like, I need you to be very careful and not lose any of these because. Hey, cool, Greg. Can I get some water too?
He's long gone.
I'm gonna go pee and tell.
It's a real thing. I will say this though, just can you follow that bad boy?
Greg Miller's
I have
baby. There's only one right now.
swinging.
No, it needs to be animated.
Another one. Or
Don't
give
fucking
one
rush
else
him.
a
It's
cry.
cost a lot of money.
My dad, I remember the one thing, like, because my dad got one of those old cameras that was like a VHS camera, but it had the box that you wore on your shoulder.
Yeah.
You took it out and you put it in the little deck.
Yep.
And it would play. So it was the recorder, but then also the playback machine.
Yeah.
And I remember the first like trip we went on that he took that with, which by the way, not a small piece of equipment. It would take up so much space, it was heavy as fuck. But it like tethered to the camera, like the camera tethered to it, so it didn't itself. And I remember he did this thing where it was me and like, I don't even know who these fucking people were. You know, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, that's your cousin so-and-so. You're like, I'm never gonna see this fucking
Yep. No, totally.
I don't know who you are. And we went back east, I think we were in Jersey and we were just visiting. And I remember it was me and like some other kids. And my dad was like, okay, just pretend like you're walking. And like, just you guys are walking on the moon. And we're like, what are you talking about? And he's like, just trust me. And he filmed us. And as we were walking, he rotated the camera. So it looked like we were walking like upside down, like 0 G gravity.
Yeah, you kids thought this was cool.
And when we
shit
played
ever.
it back, I was like, we have to always do this.
Yeah.
Every time I would beg my dad, like, do that thing again. It was so cool. And I'm wondering if we have video. I'd love to see that again.
Sure.
Because that's the other thing too. You think I'm cute now.
That's cool, G.
You think I'm an adorable
I don't know if I've
human being
ever.
now.
I don't know if any of
You
these
think
work.
I'm
I
the
don't-
cutest person who works here now. Wait till you see a very young, bowl-cut, monkey-looking Nick Scarpino as like a 5-year-old.
in.
I was adorable. Adorable. I look a lot like my good friend's kids, and I joke around with him a lot about that.
Oh,
I was like, man, that
Has
kid
he
looks
seen-
exactly like me when I was.
Has
I
he
love that.
seen the?
Yeah, I've showed him the pictures. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
For the full effect of insulting his manlyhood, I thought it was important.
I
for him to
very
see the
much
picture.
last night after your performance at the Milk Bar, I went to Whole Foods and then I walked home through Golden Gate Park and I passed some kids in the wild, but not young kids.
What age for time here?
Big kids.
I'll say 4th grade.
Okay.
Oh,
And there,
wow.
and there was one fucking big kid, and he was.
When we say big, we don't mean fat, by the way. We just mean that one.
no, I do.
Oh, this kid is fat as fuck.
Because it'll make sense in a second. He was playing goalie when they were all doing this thing, and he was all like winded and like he did not want to be playing goalie. And he was not going to soccer practice or whatever. And I looked at this fucker and I was like, he looks like if Poe and I had a kid together.
Yeah.
Because it was all of our worst attributes. Well, not even. He just looked like I looked as a pudgy little like
That poor
fucking
kid.
kid. You know what I mean? But then
I
he had
will-
Poe's red hair.
This is the one thing I will say. Like I know all of childhood is difficult, right? Now, like every kid has it hard. Like every kid's got insecurities and things like that. But I do want someone to have a child so that I can be actual Uncle Nick. So I can tell them all the things that I went through and tell them that my life was way harder than theirs is. and just rub it in their stupid little kid faces.
They got them little faces.
I'm saying, but isn't that part of the fun of potentially being a dad? Is you get to try to teach your kid all the lessons that you've learned.
Well, yes, that's the big. I get excited about it because I feel like it's kind of fucking with the timeline, where all the things I'm like, I wish I would have told myself as a kid. I'm gonna tell this kid. And like seriously, when he's like all upset about school, and like I know it's gonna take a while and it won't work, and I'll probably break down, but I'm gonna literally be like, listen, I know this is gonna be hard to hear. Your life's so easy right now.
Yeah.
Like just
None of this matters.
Fucking read the chapter
Yeah.
when you come home. It's 15 minutes. You read it and you're done, and then you go take an easy quiz about it. You look great. It's super simple. And the other thing too is like,
Cool Greg looks over at Greg and goes, nope.
No, not reading the chapter.
it's not gonna work, but I'm gonna try. But then
No,
here's
it
where
won't work.
if Cool Greg was my son, here's where I'm also gonna win him over. Right? We're gonna be in the Jewel Osco. We're gonna be grocery store, Whole Foods
Safeway.
again, whatever, Safeway. We're gonna be walking around doing whatever. We're doing department store shopping. Jen wants to look at curtains. I'm bored as fuck, just like the kid is. We're gonna immediately start wrestling matches.
Yeah.
I'm gonna carry a championship belt with me and be like, it's on the line right now. And start fucking this kid up and like throwing him on the beds and shit. You know what I mean?
What are you gonna
fucking
do?
watch it, Kevin?
What are you gonna
I'm
do if
waiting,
your
dude.
kid does what every other kid does and says, "I hate wrestling. I hate video games, Dad"? Just throw him out the window. Start again.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, listen, you have a choice.
You're going to Uncle Nick.
You have a choice.
You have to live with
You
your
can
Uncle
be
Nick.
spoiled and have all the nerd shit you want, or you can be fucking whipped with my belt and play all the baseball you want.
Yeah.
That's your choice. You know what I mean?
Baseball's stupid.
I'm sick
It's
of you
one
hanging
or
out
the
with
other.
Uncle Hunter Pence.
Yeah.
he's been filling your mind
I
with
was like,
lies.
Greg, he's got great
Bullshit
height. I
lies.
can train him. And you're like, no.
It's like
I
that-
do not want him to
It's
make
like
hundreds
that-
of millions of
Do
dollars.
you
a year
remember the
playing baseball.
rebooted Twilight Zone TV show from mid '90s?
Sure.
Remember the episode with Judd Nelson, which I didn't. He was from Breakfast Club.
Yeah,
but
I
I
know
didn't know
Judd
that at the time. What he was is that he was a music agent, and if he heard you play, he would get like this, like, and then he would know that you were going to be huge. You're going to be like Michael Jackson, but it was always like cursed. Like you're going to be huge and make
Michael
$1 million, whatever. But then there's always going to be the behind the music thing, right? And so he's dealing
Seems
with
like a pretty good gig for him though, because he get his money
sure,
out.
and he's enjoying it.
Producer.
He's balling out, living a great life. This has stuck with me forever. For the final scene, he comes home and he's like in his balling ass house and he's ruined somebody else's life, but he's like, yeah, I got all this money. I'm Judd Nelson. Cool. And he pours a glass of water in the sink and then he gets because his daughter is playing the piano over there.
Oh, no.
And he's like, oh my god, she's gonna be the next thing. So you know what Judd Nelson fucking does? Takes off his wedding ring, and I think puts it in his pocket, and then goes, honey, come over here. I dropped my wedding ring down the drain. Will you reach down there and get it for me? And she does, and he hits the garbage disposal.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
seems drastic.
It was, but how else is he gonna stop it? You know what I mean?
Just say, hey, I have this premonition. Like, I can stop you from being a drug abuser.
I mean, also, you want to know the other one? Here's the thing about the mid '90s Twilight Zone that people don't. All right,
Terrifying.
oh shit, hold on.
It was
that
early
was a
2000s.
Twilight Zone.
Wasn't it on the CW?
Well, here's what I'm about.
WB
Well, I don't
back
know.
then?
Okay. And yeah, who is the host? Save the Trees guy, right?
Mario Lopez.
No.
Save the
Wasn't he just
Rebellion,
host
Save
of
the
everything
Trees.
in the early 2000s?
Forrest Whitaker. No.
No,
Yes.
was it him?
Yes,
Yeah,
right?
you're
Yeah, yeah.
right. Yeah.
Okay, you're not wrong.
Rebellion,
I think I am. And I think maybe with the Judd Nelson thing might have been a Tales from the Crypt. Because I was going to shout out.
That sounds more right.
Do you want to know? You might know a young man right now by the name of RDJ, Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. Great.
Of course, Iron Man put him back on the fucking map.
Yeah.
Back when he was way off the fucking
Few
map.
hard years there in between.
He did, a lot of hard years there. He did an episode of Tales from the Crypt with one Christopher Reeve, where what they did is Christopher Reeve and his wife ran this shitty little diner nobody liked to come to, and they were failing. And Robert Downey Jr. worked there, and he was a shitty guy, and he killed a guy that was talking shit. Then put the body in the back, and then cut off the body, and they started cooking the meat and serving to people, and they became a big hit. And then Christopher Reeve found out about it, and he was all aghast about it, but then he kind of he was like, all right, we'll keep doing it. And then like Robert Downey Jr. tried to sell him out, and he killed Robert Downey Jr., started cooking Robert Downey
Cooked him
Jr.
up. Is that how it ended? With him cooking him up?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
great. Those were twisted. I think I didn't watch too many of them.
I hate the Crypt Keeper. Always
The
annoying.
anthology series?
Always
I
annoying to me.
loved him. He was the only good part of that show.
No, what are you fucking
I was
talking about?
fucking 6 years old, and I was like, this is way too adult storytelling. I just want to see the cool-looking, scary guy. Not enough of him. And then
That's
he had a
fair.
game show.
I don't know.
Right?
There was a lot of weird. There was movies.
He had a game
Tales-
show.
Weren't there a couple movies of Tales of the Crypt? or
There
something like
was
that?
Tales from the Crypt, Demon Night, and
Demon
Bordello
Knight.
of Blood.
Bordello of Blood, which was who?
Dennis Miller.
Dennis
Cool
fucking
name.
Miller.
And the red-headed Angie.
Not Harmon.
I'm sorry, Kevin. Give me the IMDb
Let's
page
ask Mike
for.
knows.
For who?
I need Tales from the Crypt, Bordello of Blood.
Angie fucking.
I keep trying to jump to you. Angie Everhart.
Angie Everhart. That was
Angie
the redhead.
Everhart was it, right? Yeah.
Man.
That was the
I
first.
swear to God, it was like Legends of the Hidden Temple, but with this Crypt Keeper guy.
Okay.
I want somebody to let me know.
sounds
what
right.
the fuck I'm talking
Tales
about.
from Crypt. Bordello of Blood is not popping up.
Demon Knight was Billy
No, Demon
Zane.
Knight. Yeah, Demon Knight. Another fucking jam. Remember this
Let me
one?
see. Click on that one, Kev.
It was the one where they had the little container of blood and they'd pour it in doors and then door frames and then demons couldn't come through it.
Wow, I don't remember this at all.
They could not. That was like a blocker for them. Billy Zane. Like, what happens is they get Billy Zane is a vampire, or a demon, or whatever, right?
Are you
And
ready for your dead time story?
He can't get through the doorways. He's there to kill the dude who has the blood, but like he set it up so like they start fighting him from the outside. Jada Pinkett Smith in this.
Yeah, look at this.
Just Jada Pinkett, I think, at the time.
Yeah, she wasn't married.
Yeah.
Man, she was awesome. By the way. Hey, who else is in this?
Some of the blood inside the thing, Jesus' blood. Just putting that out there. That was something they did.
Billy Zane, William Sat. No, this is not the one I'm thinking of.
This is the one you were talking about.
Yep, there it is. Bordello
That's
blood.
Bordello Blood.
Click on it.
That
Yeah.
one I do remember.
Corey
fucking Feldman. There he is, looking good. Corey
He
Feldman.
was looking good. He turned into a demon there too. Yeah. Dennis
Scroll down.
Miller. This is when they were like, you know who can lead a motion picture? Dennis Miller.
Well, Dennis Miller was, he was something back then.
Look at that poster, man.
Yeah.
What?
Scroll
So
down,
90s.
Kev. Let me see who else is in this.
Poster.
Just scroll. Let me see the cast.
This off there.
Let's see the cast list here. It's not the one I'm thinking. There was a
what do you
movie,
think of?
and maybe it was an HBO movie, where it had Ray Dong Chong in it, I think. And it was an anthology movie where it was like 3 stories.
Okay.
And it was about a guy and her. He meets this girl and falls in love with her. He's an artist or whatever. And she's like, you don't want to be a part of me. You don't want to. He finally talks her into like falling in love. They fall in love, and she's like, listen, there's just some stuff about you you're never going to know. Just don't try to know it. And eventually he goes, well, they have a kid together. And he's like, well, eventually I want to know it. What happens? And then at the end of it, it turns out she's like a gargoyle. And he's like, holy shit, this is crazy. And then looks, and his baby's also a gargoyle. And then she's like, I told you shouldn't fucking know. And then they fly away, and that's it. But it was terrifying.
Yeah, sure.
But I can't remember what it was.
How did they become? How did
She just was a monster. She was a demon or something. and
So
just,
what?
like,
He
fell in love with her.
finally could see it or
In like
something?
New York. Yeah, she just like was like, it was one of those things where it was like on one night of every month, like, don't come back. And he was like, I want to know. And he comes back, and she's like, well, you fucked it up. And they fly away.
That sounds horrible.
I mean, in my brain, she's like, maybe they came back and they just got coffee. And she's like, look, it's just a 1 month. She's, like, she's hot, so whatever.
Sure, yeah.
It's fine. But I'm looking that up now. Tales from the Dark Side is what it was called. And it had Christian Slater in it. And it was about a kid who, in order to get not be eaten by a witch, had told her he'd tell her
Wait,
3
beaten
tales.
or eaten?
Some witch was about to eat him.
Okay.
And he was like, hold on, I'm going to tell you some scary stuff before you eat me. So he's like, to get away from her. And he told 3 tales. One of which was about an old woman who lived with a cat that was demonic and eventually kills her in her sleep by smothering her. And it was a Stephen King story. It was fucking terrifying. And probably, now that I'm thinking about it, the reason why I hate cats.
Now, while you were doing this ad read, Kevin did confirm that Ray Don Chong is a real person.
Ray Don Chong, I believe it's Tommy Chong's daughter.
Who's Tommy Chong?
Tommy Chong, Cheech and Chong?
Oh, my apologies. Actually, I take that back. You're right. You're right.
You know who she is. You saw her. She was in Commando.
And you're right.
She was
Yeah,
amazing.
Commando.
She's so real.
Wait, Commando? Or,
Yeah, dude.
Oh, she was squeaking.
She was the other, like the love interest in Commando.
Okay, yeah.
It was Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ray Don Chong, and Alyssa Milano was the daughter.
Let's just put it out there. Ray Don Chong is an amazing fucking name.
Great name.
All right?
Great name.
Kevin, how much
Spelled
does Nick
R-A-E.
have to pay you to get you to name your kid Ray Don Chong?
I told Paula she can name him whatever she wants.
Really?
Can I
It's a
name your
conversation
child
we have.
for you for a small fee?
No.
Because it's going to be, I'm going to call
How did you not listen?
your child Uncle Buck.
How did you not
Cruella.
hear what I just said?
Wait, middle name or first name Uncle Buck?
Uncle
Just one
Buck. Yeah, no. You call him Uncle Buck.
fucking Buck. What a movie.
Uncle Buck was a great movie.
Do we ever think about, John Candy taken before his time?
Man. Well, kind of took himself on that one.
Well, sure.
But he was great. Still doing great work up until the end there.
Cool Runnings.
Canadian Bacon, right?
Right,
Was the last
Canadian
movie.
Bacon was lab, but Cool Runnings was like before that. He had Uncle Buck,
35 years old,
Delirious.
first wedding anniversary, helped run a successful business, made a living out of just fucking talking. I've never seen Cool Runnings.
You should.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
I think
There's heart to it. The thing
Yeah.
is, it's not like people are like, oh, I've never seen Clueless before. I'm going to watch this, and people are going to judge me for not thinking it's that great.
yeah.
Cool
Clueless-
Runnings. There's
Hold
heart
on.
to it.
Cool Runnings is actually a good movie.
Is it going to hold up? No.
Yeah, it
but
does.
like, I think the
Got
story will.
Dougie Doug in it, doesn't it?
Dougie Doug?
Yeah,
Wasn't
it
that-
does.
wasn't that- yeah, it was great.
Yeah, but no, it's like Cool Runnings is like a legitimately good movie.
Isn't it based on a real story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamaican bobsled
Very
team.
loosely.
Jamaica, we got a bobsled team. They do.
They do.
Nick, what's your topic?
Nostalgia. Specifically, nostalgia. We're talking about kids. I saw a BuzzFeed article that I wanted to go with. These are the top. I think it was top 21 or top 22 toys that every 80s kid goes
Here we
crazy
go. Okay,
for.
one of these
and
things,
of course, me being the contrarian, I'm like baloney, sir.
Baloney, man.
I don't know what I thought I'm gonna click on this list and probably never have had any of these toys.
Well, here's what I want to know. You're gonna show this to people, Kev?
Yeah, we're gonna go down this
Don't
list.
scroll yet. So here it is. All I can see is Rainbow Bright when Kevin eventually shows it to
22
you. I have
toys.
not seen this article.
Anyone-
I will riot if my pet monster is not on this. Thank you.
Anyone between the ages of 34 to 45 were once obsessed with.
Obviously,
So-
this is not a complete list.
So it's not just
You want me to
80s.
show-
It's
you want me to show
very
it?
specific.
Yes, show it.
There it is.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought I saw a headline of this that was said 80s, but I could be wrong.
You were wrong.
So I was scrolling
This-
through this
this-
in the morning because I just had, it popped up in my newsfeed. And I was like, I'm gonna look at this before I get out of bed today. And I'm like, I wonder how many of these toys I actually had.
Sure.
Yeah.
Rainbow Bright.
Being
You ever have a
the-
Rainbow Bright?
I did.
Did you really? Awesome.
Rainbow Bright was huge back in the day.
Oh, I know.
Did you ever have one?
No.
No. Okay.
I had a penguin.
in the movie.
I had a penguin toy that was made for girls, and I was laughed at when I told a bunch of girls that I had it. They did not appreciate that I had this
We
penguin.
going
That
down?
explains a lot.
Yeah, I want a popple on here as well.
Now, Family Treehouse, I have no idea what this is. This could go get fucked. I don't know what that is.
Okay, good. Number 2 is Family Treehouse. That can go get fucked.
Right. No family tree.
Now
Scroll down
these-
further.
Now, the Smurf PVC figures.
Sure.
I do remember.
I had some of these.
Now, here's
I
my
had
thing.
some of these.
I didn't, but Gumby.
Gumby.
PVC
Everyone had
figurines.
Gumby.
But what was the deal with those Gumbies?
You could figure them. You could like.
Yeah, they
form
were like
them.
Gumby.
They were Gumby. You're
I'm
supposed to
talking
be
about
able
the
to-
little
put Gumby
tiny,
on
tiny
Pokey?
PVC ones that I feel like were just every restaurant gave away free.
We're going to get to that because this list
McDonald's.
also proved to me that McDonald's used to be way better.
Oh yeah.
Than it is right
Oh
now.
yeah.
Way better. Let's
Number
keep going
4,
down.
California raisin figurines.
Yeah.
Fuck yes, I had these.
I had these
I
as well.
had the complete
Thanks,
set. Are you kidding me? Yes, I had these.
I had those.
Kevin had them too. Kevin's
Now
got
you're
Heard
asking yourself
through the
before,
grapevine.
before we go to the next one, you're asking yourself, Nick, did you in fact choose this topic just to mess with Kevin?
'Cause it
Kevin,
says-
scroll down to the next one.
Color forms.
In fact, I did.
Monchichi.
Color Farms Monchichi dress up set.
I remember color forms. I definitely had these too.
Do you?
What the fuck's
Yeah.
the color form?
I don't know.
I believe.
I just love the way Kevin looks.
Kevin,
on
I'll
the
need a
right on that
Wikipedia
picture.
check on me on this one. They're similar. Remember I talked about Shrinky Nickies?
Okay.
They're similar, but what they were is that you got the color forms, and I believe you could color them and then like put them on windows and shit as stickers.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Cool Greg, I like that one. Get your Cool Greg's ears perking up. Get that Monchichi set for Cool Greg.
You want me to look up color forms, or was that enough?
It seems like I have enough. It seems like people agree with me. That's what a color form is. Here we go.
Yeah.
Color form is a creative toy named for the simple shapes and forms cut from colored vinyl sheets to cling to a smooth backing surface without adhesives.
Our boy Gumby.
These pieces were used to create picture graphics and designs, which can then be changed countless times by okay. I'm getting a little too far ahead of myself. Color forms not. I didn't color them in necessarily. I bet they did eventually.
Can we click on the picture? Of
But
the
yeah,
color
you
farms?
you took color forms and then you put them onto their little diorama sets there. They
Yeah.
were like they were reusable stickers pretty much.
This is the
Gotcha,
shit we had.
gotcha.
In the 80s. This is all we had.
Oh.
So sad.
I'll tell you what,
do
right now
remember
I can
these.
smell it. I can smell the color form.
Really?
Like when you used to open that box and get that like pool plastic smell, but
Yeah.
you're like, I'm gonna fucking put these on some windows. Which is a big deal now because I see a lot of parents just broken by their children and their back windows covered in fucking stickers.
Never.
You ever see this shit?
Never. That would
Where,
never
kid,
happen.
Kid in the back seat who's just putting stickers on the window.
Hate those kids.
Come
If
on,
that
man.
kid had that, I'm
Come
like,
on,
guess
man.
what you're doing the rest of your life? Walking. You're walking. It's fine.
What's next? What's number 6? My Little Pony. Okay,
Shout out to
sure,
My Little
of course.
Pony.
I never
The
had these,
movie
but
in
they were
the 80s.
everywhere.
I remember
was
when they tried to
fucking
make a
good.
boy version of My Little Pony. I forget the name of it.
My
but I
little
remember them trying to-
stallion, and it was Italian.
Bear. No.
All right,
Pound
what's
puppies, right?
Number 7. Oh,
Pound
pound
pup- oh.
puppies. Yeah, fucking pound puppies.
Care Bears.
Care
of
Bears,
course.
sure. I had
every
a Care Bear.
Again,
I had a
Care Bear fucking movie was so good.
So good.
The late 80s one, I want to say like
So
88.
disturbing
It
when
was
they,
way
So
scary.
it was so
Way
fucked up
scary.
and it was dark as
when the little
hell.
monsters turned back into kids. Was that what it was? They were
Yeah.
kids? Fucking
Yeah,
terrible.
dude, the Care Bear movie does not fuck around.
I had a Care Bear for sure. Number 8, Kevin?
Which Care Bear did you have?
I don't remember. I didn't care that much. What I did is I had a Snuggle. Remember Snuggles? Remember the detergent or whatever?
100%?
Yeah.
And they had the Snuggle Bear. Yeah, I had one of those guys.
Thing
Loved him.
terrified me.
Fucking loved him. Number 8, Castle Grayskull, of course. He-Man.
had that.
He-Man about to
Had
cross
that toy.
over with Injustice.
See, I
and
never
comic books.
had that. I had
Yes!
the Ninja Turtles kind of sewer set.
yeah. Oh,
yeah,
Kevin had a lot of the Batman.
Tetrodome or
Like, what was it? The Bat Cave
Technodrome.
that would open
Technodrome.
up?
I had the. I think I had
it
the
was like
Batcave.
a giant. It was his mansion.
Yeah, the
and it would
mansion that would open in the
Batcave.
Batcave was the
Yeah,
Batcave.
that's
It would also
fucking
have
rad.
the
So
snow
tight.
I
I'm
had that
jealous
shit,
of you. I'm legitimately, if you have that, I will buy that toy.
Now,
off you.
number 9, dancing flowers. Yes. These things, you want to talk about how desperate our parents were to have technology as part of their lives,
my
but they just
God.
weren't born in the right decades. That, yeah, here's a fucking flower that just fucking wiggles when it hears music.
Yeah.
People
feel-
had these things and they fucking loved them. The precursor to the singing bass,
I
we
was
call
about
it
to
now.
say, yeah, my generation's version of this was the fucking "Don't worry, be happy."
Sure.
I
think
don't
I
care
remember having one of these.
how old we get and how many generations pass. It will never be old for fucking little kids to run into a Walgreens and turn every single one of these things on and think they're so funny.
I believe, if memory serves right, Joe and Carol Jackson in the neighborhood had a few dancing flowers. I remember that being a big deal. Shout out to them. Long dead, I'm sure. Oh, yeah. All right, number
do you
10 is
remember
the
this thing?
Fisher Price parking
This
ramp.
one in
Yes.
particular, like I never owned it, but it's like anytime you're at like any daycare, dentist, like any of that type of shit, they had this. thing.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly right. Because I'm like, I don't remember having this, but I remember cranking the little thing for like the elevator to go up, and it went around.
Fucking
That's why I'm trying to get all these fucking Playmobil Ghostbuster toys. Because, yeah, my kid needs Playmobil one day. Sure, of course. But now I want the Ghostbusters ones, but of course I want them for free. So I just tweet every so often, hoping they'll bite. They don't bite ever.
I love you to death, but you're not gonna let your kid play with any of your toys. You know that, right?
Well, that's why I'm buying Playmobil Ghostbuster toys.
Yeah, but then you're gonna fucking play with them and be like, those are mine.
That's fine because
Those
I
are
won't
mine.
care. I don't care about them taking those out of the package and ruining them or anything.
That's
you know?
fair.
Number 11 is Light Bright.
Light Bright.
Now,
Yeah.
Light Bright, the fucking jam. A lot of people want to talk shit about Light Bright. The only problem was they
that a
perfected.
fact?
Yeah, well, they want to all the time. When
The
I talk
entire
about
LED industry hates Light Bright because they were the original. They just died. They're like DeLorean. They were just. It was a better product.
Caution,
Of course, the problem with Light Bright was that after a while, they put out the ultimate Light Bright set, which made the Ghostbuster symbol. So Greg Miller made that and then just never took it apart.
Why would you?
I'm
You
done.
knocked it
I have
out
my
of the
own
park.
light up Ghostbuster sign, Mom.
Wait a minute.
Fuck this clown in the box. I don't care.
Joey, did you have any of these growing up at all?
Oh yeah, Light Bright was my jam.
Light
Really?
Bright.
So you weren't
Light Bright,
too old for the Light
turn
Bright?
on-
What about the My Little Pony? Did you have My Little
I
Pony?
had My Little Ponies. I had Care Bears. I had the whole kit and caboodle.
Big Kevin Dog,
Okay.
I'm going to need you to open up YouTube in a different link and play me a Light Bright commercial right now. Because I
Please,
need
we'll
some
wait.
Light Bright. Light
Let's
bright,
wait in silence as you do
Light
that.
Bright, turn on the color of magic lights.
The one thing that I don't.
Why do we have a Light Bright
There's
here?
one thing that I'm hoping will
'Cause
be
it's a
on here,
really
and if
stupid
it's not,
toy.
I'm gonna be really
It was a
upset.
fucking great toy. You plugged the little thing in it, but it lit up.
Yeah, wow,
was dope.
awesome.
The truth is now revealed. Greg Miller is in fact the one talking shit about Light Bright.
I'm just saying, like, no, kids are dumb. You know what I mean?
Kids are fucking dumb.
I'm gonna
They're
give my,
dumb.
kids gonna be like, we want Labo 2020 or whatever. I'm gonna be, here you go. Here's some fucking toilet paper rolls. Make whatever the fuck you want out of it, and that's what they'll do.
Labo.
And that's what it is.
We thought. I like to think that nothing's lame anymore until you see something like that. You're like,
You like to think that nothing.
well,
is
they have.
lame
You guys
anymore.
have such cool toys now, and I lump you into that because yes, I still see you in some level as a child. Be pounding to try to get the ball, idiots.
All right, let's see number 12 on this BuzzFeed list. Toys everybody remembers. Teddy Ruxpin, of
had one
course.
of these.
Fuck
Now-
yes, I had a Teddy Ruxpin.
Of course, you remember this. The most terrifying thing about Teddy Ruxpin, aside
blinked.
from the fact that he's wearing a Kevlar vest, was that was that you had to tear his ass apart.
Yeah,
To
with
like
the
put batteries
yeah.
in. It was really weird and always kind of remind me of that terrifying kid from Small Wonder, who like
Oh, yeah.
they just kind of look the same. Type in Small Wonder, but keep this open and see
Vicky.
if Vicky looks the
She'll
same as Teddy
make
The
Ruxpin.
amount of times we've talked about small
dreams
fucking wonder.
It was
on this show.
terrifying, and the poor kid that played her brother.
Jamie.
I just wanted to bully him so badly when I was a kid. I was younger than him, and I was like, I think I could kick this kid's ass.
Wanting to bully kids.
I'm saying,
Yeah, see, Vicky did look like Teddy Ruxpin.
Ruxpin.
Well, not there, Kevin.
That poor kid.
Don't pick that one of Vicky. But okay.
what?
What is this? What is this?
She's a
was a
robot. She can
robot.
turn on the light bulb with her mouth.
She was like Uncle Fester from the Addams Family.
She was a Terminator, but a very small young Terminator.
Wait, click on the one with the pumpkin and see how she grew up.
That's not her. That's
that not
clearly
her?
that is just somebody fucking in a costume.
But her back had the battery slot, and it was fucking terrifying.
Yeah, it did. Oh yeah.
Who is Vicky? What is she doing now?
Yeah, look
I
at
wanna-
Vicky right there. Vicky's all grown up.
Tiffany Brissette.
What's his face?
Google Tiffany Brissette and see what
She's in
doing
the
right
middle
now.
of a wink. She's in the middle of a wink there. They cut off the wink.
Tim, how much do I got to give you to watch the entire
Well, I
first
mean,
season
right
of Small
there,
Wonder?
Kevin, go
no,
down
man.
one row, and that's clearly Vicky right there, all grown up, nostalgic.
Oh.
90s.com.
That is.
Yeah. Good for her.
Great, good for her.
Good for
What's
her.
number 13?
Back
What's
to the
number
list.
13 on
I'm glad
toys?
this topic was fun, by
This
the
is
way.
good.
You
Because
thought it was gonna
sometimes
be a
my
bomb?
topics suck.
Number 13 is Muscle, which I don't remember by name only. No,
I don't remember that.
I vaguely remember these guys, but this is a mix of my young years and then Nick's old years. You know,
Now, here's the thing.
These I don't remember.
These remind me of Army Men with the parachutes.
Yeah.
Which are
Oh,
right behind Lego as the best fucking toy of all
they
time.
remind me of the ones you put in water and they grew.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing's better than getting kids acclimated to war at a young age. They gotta do
They're
that.
wrestling.
No, he said
he's
Army
saying
Boy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That was always
Dude.
great. I was
That's not
like,
me. That's not me.
I had the giant plane, the Hercules, huge.
The spruce moose.
It was in real life, this big.
Mm-hmm.
It was so cool.
All right, number 14 on the list is the Fisher-Price medical kit. Yeah, of course. Who doesn't remember this?
I don't remember it.
Really?
I don't remember that.
Somebody always say, "Oh fuck, fuck the medical kit." There it is, number 15, Popples. Fuck yes, I remember Popples. Loved Popples.
Those were they folded into themselves.
Yeah,
and
they were
you
stuffed
unfolded
animals.
them.
You rolled into a ball like that, and you could throw them
I do remember
around.
Is this
Popples.
the thing that you got in trouble? That you told the girls about? And they
No. Popples came in boy colors too. Like this is, you know what I mean? Like
Did
I
you
would.
have a boy color Popple?
Yeah, I did. I had a penguin that I think its ass was mainly meant to hide jewelry or something. But I fucking loved this thing. You know what I mean? Playing around with this penguin.
Let's see. Oh, the mini piano.
What'd you hide in there?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Superman shit probably.
I don't remember any of this. I don't remember
Mini
the
piano, I do not remember
No,
now. The
scroll
mini
down.
song.
Oh, the mini
Speaking
pianos?
spell,
Oh,
sure.
those mini pianos were dope as fuck. They were like these little books. And then you open it up, and then it had it taught you how to read music.
Really?
And you hit that shit, and it would just be like the most annoying, MIDI ass, You remember that shit,
Toad?
Cool Greg?
This Toad?
I don't remember that shit.
All right. Number 17, Speak and Spell, of course.
I remember those. Those are amazing. It taught me how to talk.
Number 18, Mini Teddy
I
Bears.
don't know what those are.
Wait, what the hell? I've never
seem
seen
like a
these
thing.
things.
Mini Teddy
ever.
Bears, I feel like are just.
Oh, these were totally a thing.
Yeah?
And
Were
they would
they?
like sit on. You could get pencil toppers.
Oh,
is that what these are?
Yeah. Well, there's no scale. We don't know how big they are. They could be as big as a house.
Mini Teddy Bears.
Teddy
They're as
Bears.
big as a house.
Oh,
Now, was this
Gem.
Gem as in Gem and the holograms?
if you saw that
Yeah.
and you didn't see the name, no one would be like,
I've been like
Gem.
Barbie.
Yeah,
It's like
that
Barbie.
looks like a fucking Cynthia from Rugrats.
Gem and the
Yeah.
holograms.
Yeah, it
Weird.
does. Yeah, it does.
Oh,
Number
Lion-O.
20, Lion-O. Fuck yes. God, I loved them.
That thing was big, too. Those toys were big.
Yeah.
Like, they were heavy.
Pound Puppies at 21, of course.
Another amazing movie. Just gonna say it.
Now
Pound
here we go.
Puppies
Number
Here it is.
22, Muppet Baby Happy Meals
Now,
toys.
if I remember these.
Yeah, you do.
And I
Everybody
don't
does.
remember getting them from McDonald's, but if I had, I would have been over the moon.
Do you want to know? Here's what I remember. And this is some good customer service and PR for McDonald's.
Yeah.
We went there. I forget what happened. But we went to McDonald's and they only had like Kermits or some shit like that. And so my mom wrote a letter to McDonald's, who wrote back with a letter and sent us all the toys. And I was
your
like,
mom's
fuck
awesome.
you, McDonald's. Or fuck, good job, McDonald's. You know,
My
good
mom
job.
would have told me she wrote that letter and then never gotten back around to me. to tell
We
me
know
what
how, I mean,
happened.
well, that's shit's all kids, right? But I'm sure I was up my mom's ass about it every day.
Yeah.
Because I still to this day remember when she ordered from the Sears catalog all these Marvel toys from me. And it had like a Venom in there. It was gonna be my first Venom and a Doc Ock and all these things or
Yeah.
whatever. And I remember this is like when it was like it'll take 6 to 8 weeks, and you're a kid, and it's like I might as well be fucking dead.
Yeah.
I'll have
This
my
is
own
the worst thing to
I'll have
happen.
my own fucking family by the time that shows up.
Yeah.
And it was also like not where we are now. I know for all the kids listening now with their Amazon boxes getting dropped from a drone every 5 seconds, like it was a big deal to get a package at home. And so like I remember always asking every fucking day about this package of toys, and then one day driving in and just seeing the package leaning against the fucking front door, and I was like, oh my god, you know, I didn't get them, opening them up.
Dude, my most coveted toy ever was the first. I don't even know if it was the first run or not, because you have no context when you're a kid. But I bought the 1989 Batman toy, which was the one that had the belt that came out.
Sure,
and
I had
then
it.
You let it go.
I remember well.
And I just I couldn't even bring myself to open it. It was so special to me.
Pro move.
You know, when you had I opened it eventually, and then of course it scratched the shit out of it because as you do with your kid, everything that's great now
Yeah.
is who cares tomorrow.
Sure.
But those were just the days, especially when we were kids, because you couldn't walk in to a Toys R Us or a KB Toys or any of these places and see all these Marvel figures. They just didn't have them.
No. Good point too, Kev.
Fair. What's
But no,
old
I
is
mean,
dead
like,
again.
you figure the first time I walked into the Walmart and had to do like the double take of the shelves because they had Superman, Man of Steel toys. You
Oh,
tell me
yeah.
there's a fucking Superboy over there. There's a Steel over there. There is an Eradicator over there. No Cyborg because that was too complicated.
That
at the
was
time.
weird.
And I was like, what? We fucking bought all these things, and that's when I was, of course, my parents too nice to me and let me buy two of I made them buy two of everything.
Just to keep one pristine.
Fuck yeah.
How much are those worth now?
Jack shit. Jack fucking shit.
I know. I think I talked about this on the podcast the other day, but I think I took a picture of it. Like it was like 2 years ago or something when we were traveling, and I was by myself.
Yeah.
And I remember looking over, and there was just like a Hasbro store.
Yeah.
That had it was selling. I forget what the action figures were, but it was wall to wall superheroes, Transformers,
Yeah.
anything that like within the licenses that you could think to want as a kid. And I just sat there for a second. I was like, I got to go into this place. Because if I was a kid right now, I would never want to, I would probably cry if my mom made me leave this thing.
Oh, sure.
But like, I just remember going into like a Thrifty's drugstore and seeing Iron Man.
Yeah.
And it was the
Oh,
only
yeah.
toy there. And I'm like, I don't even care about, I don't know who Iron Man is, but I know, like, you'd flip it around and it would show Spider-Man. I'm like, this just gets me one step closer to Spider-Man.
Iron Man was in that set of Doc Ock and Venom, and he had the removable helmet. And I remember, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is, but his armor comes on and off. He's cool.
I just watched a documentary on YouTube about the Marvel TV animated universe from the 90s.
Really?
And like all the trials and tribulations they went through and like the making of X-Men and what they learned in the Iron Man show and Fantastic Four and Incredible Hulk and all this stuff. I'm like, this is fucking cool as hell. I had Kevin pull up.
Wait, should we make this a new topic?
No, it's just the same topic. Toys from our youth.
But yeah,
I mean, you can put a time code here if you want, yeah. Because that's all you worry about now.
time code for 90s. Let's
Here's
go,
what I
boys.
want to do though, Kev. Can you zoom in on the page a little bit?
Yeah,
So
give me
that
a
it doesn't
second.
spoil the next.
He's trying. I see him
I
trying.
see you try,
over there.
but to me, it's like I want to keep the
You don't
next
just not
one
look at the next one.
as a surprise. Well, I'm
I
telling this
can't.
to the
I
audience.
can't. It's now I'm looking at number one, but I clearly see number two just
Two.
right in
Yeah,
my
clearly.
fucking anus.
We can see it. The Tyco rebound 4x4.
Oh my God. Do you remember that shit?
I will as soon as Kevin finishes writing his fucking manifesto up there.
I'm writing a note.
He's like,
Nicholas.
communism is alive and well.
Jesus.
All right, there it is.
Why
there
is
it
he
is.
writing that?
Focus,
So we got
focus.
Stretch and Fetch Armstrong.
I remember
I never
these
had one of these.
vaguely.
Kevin had it.
'Kay.
Kevin had Stretch.
You had one of them. I had one. You had one.
No, I didn't.
All right, well.
Same
Mine
thing
was
here,
someone
where
else.
I remember Stretch Armstrong, of course, ran commercials during Batman the Animated Series and stuff, but I was borderline too old for him, I guess. Where I was just like, I don't need this. And granted, I know he's been around forever.
Greg, fun to bite. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Is that where you learned your biting skills?
Yeah.
Did you ever bite through his arm?
Yeah, probably.
There was a point where we broke it and all the fucking sand came out. Now, this is the fucking Tyco
Yep,
rebound
this is
4x4.
awesome.
So in the top left, all right?
It's just
Top left, this guy
No,
right
I'm
here.
not thinking about that. I'm thinking about the talk voice recorder right now because Kev can't.
Kev's doing great,
zoom in on
and
the
just
page.
blows right past it. Blows right past it. Couldn't have been.
And then he goes back up like it never happened.
It
But
never
clearly
happened.
Everyone
It never
at this
happened.
point has
This
seen
is
this.
remote control cars, obviously the fucking
RC
coolest
cars,
things
yeah,
ever,
yeah.
right? Now this one on the top left would go, and if it hit the wall and bounced
Flip
over,
over.
it would just flip and keep going.
Dude, I had this one.
tight
Now, I
is
always
that?
had an uncle that would get me these every Christmas, and I always be like, "You clearly got this today. You totally forgot
Sure.
to get me a present."
Sure.
And they would just throw it in there, and I had so many RC cars that would just sit in my closet because I
Really?
fucking hated them.
Holy
because
shit.
inevitably the batteries would die, and I'm like, I don't want to go.
Well,
through
hey,
the
for
thing.
$9.95
Dude, they had a
you can get a
recharge-
replacement.
rechargeable batteries. I had.
hated RC cars.
Now that I'm looking at this, for some
Scorcher.
reason, my dad just decided one day that, like, I think he had a friend that, like, had a bunch of RV or RC cars, and he got me this one and for sure this one.
So the top right one, the Scorcher, I remember the commercial for it. It would fucking go.
Was it like a
and
desert
stopped,
commercial?
And it would, and it would just
Yeah.
spin, and it just stays there, and just
Everything
fucking
was a desert
spins
commercial.
in there. Just fucking dust flying everywhere. So cool.
All right,
That's
next
awesome.
You're
one.
just slowing down the Light Bright song and saying Scorcher.
No, I was doing
Scorcher, Scorcher.
Okay,
Yeah,
I do remember
dude.
this. A Talk Boy voice.
Oh,
my
Talk
God.
Boy,
Home
yeah.
Alone, man.
This is how
Home
I got
Alone.
Game
I
changer.
blackmailed my parents.
That's how everyone did their first podcast without knowing it was a podcast.
Dude, we also had one. Like, I also had one of these.
We both
Wasn't-
had these.
Wasn't the pen what
My brother
didn't
had
they
the
like
pen.
didn't they advertise the pen as like, hey, you could spy on your neighbors and friends in class?
Every
Like
day.
it was like a spy kit. thing,
Remember
right?
Spy Tech? That was the
That's
whole
what
thing.
I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
You want to know what
Spy tech.
your big sister's talking about with her girlfriends? Come over here, ruin
Want
the
to
pregnancy
record your
test.
big your friend's sister in the changing room at the local bikini shop?
The sound of it, you sick fucks.
My friend's sister
The
was
local
so hot.
bikini shop.
My friends had sisters that were so hot. I was
Wait, so are we going to keep going? Are we going to talk about Nick being in
Get to the next one while they're not looking. Okay. Hold
I
on.
don't know. I don't know this one.
We can still see the next one though.
Oh fuck!
How are you using the audio recording to spy on them with the bikini?
That's whatever I can do.
You're like taking the pen on the way out. You're like putting the pen recording on her bag, and she goes.
I think she's naked here, but I can't tell because there's no visual
Screwball
component.
Scramble. I don't remember that. It looks like fake.
Oh, books that made sounds. Sure,
Oh, hell
I remember
yeah,
these
man.
things. But again, too old. Even though I did I buy the Superman one that made sounds? I did.
No,
again,
but this is art. This is 90s.
I know. And I'm telling you again, most of these toys so far I've been too old for, but
I
I
would've been-
made
You're
my parents
supposed
buy
to be
this,
too old.
and it's inside my Superman museum and my dad's attic. Fuck yeah,
Oh,
Matt.
the
Here we go.
Sega Game Gear.
Master System 2. God, I don't remember the Master
Dude,
System
the
2.
Game Gear was awesome.
Did this
Game
come
Gear
out-
was awesome.
Game
Was the
Gear
same-
sucked dick. You guys are such fucking assholes for even
Game Gear was great.
thinking
Aliens was great on it. Everybody loved it.
Was this the
Batman
sa-
Returns was on it.
Oh yeah, okay. I didn't have one of these. I had a Game Boy forever, and that was it.
You want to talk about overrated Super Nintendo? There it
Get
is.
the fuck out of here.
Great.
that. One way to talk
Is that what
about
it looked like?
That's the Famicom.
I was gonna say
Super
that's not the one that released in the States,
No,
right?
it's-
No, it's European.
What the fuck, BuzzFeed? Get your shit together.
Yeah, this is kind of
What
weird.
is this, BuzzFeed.uk?
European people.
Boy, governor, it's fucking dinner time.
All
What's
right,
your
next
breakfast time?
Dream Phone.
yeah,
Oh,
that
Oh,
is
we've
Dream
done
Phone.
Dream Phone.
Dream
done
phone,
it.
we did do.
We didn't do Dream Phone.
no, we
here.
did Dream Date. Thanks to Mike Drucker.
That was fun.
Classic Game Over Great shops.
Dream
Fuck
Phone we made fun of in that IGN video.
If you
Fucking
have
bottle.
Dream Phone, send it in. We'll play it.
Play-Doh Fun
Play-Doh
Factory.
Fun
Number 9,
Factory.
Play-Doh Fun Factory.
Hell
Dude,
yeah.
Play-Doh,
I had this
you
thing.
talk about smells. You remember the taste and smell of Play-Doh?
Of course.
Salty, like tastes like dry salt water.
Smelled
eat it.
delicious. Didn't taste as good as it
No.
smelled.
You're like, I kind of maybe that'll taste. It didn't.
There is nothing nastier than Play-Doh when you think about it. Like these fucking nasty kids playing with this shit in their dirty ass
Yeah.
hands.
And then you think about it now, and you think when it was time to put it away, you just put it back in the container and then played it with it the next day.
It's
Hair in there,
it's
carpet
all this nasty
fuzz.
stuff.
It always got like discolored from the oils in your fingers. It was disgusting.
My first Play-Doh set was troll themed, and it had these like little things that you'd push, and then their hair would
Yeah.
come out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
I want to give a shout out to Kevin too with the related articles they're serving him here. The
This is
Taylor
BuzzFeed.
Swift,
This has nothing to do with him.
Adidas shirts and a giant burger.
Inscon.
That really gives him.
all of
Why
these. Number
always fat
10.
jokes
There
with
we
you?
go.
Number 10. Hungry Hippos, Mr. Pop, Mousetrap, and Operation.
I've never done Mr. Pop.
Operation was fucking dope.
Mousetrap. Like,
Mousetrap was
has
a
anyone
fucking-
in the world
No one.
actually played?
No one's
Mousetrap?
played
Just put it all
Mousetrap.
You
together.
just put together, do the thing, and you're like, oh, and that's
Yeah,
it.
no, I didn't. I never did. Operation, I tried playing. I didn't know. Never played Operation
Wait,
either. It's too
what?
fucking hard.
No, it's awesome.
Way too hard.
Oh,
It is
man,
hard.
It felt
It
so
is-
good.
It's challenging. That's why Kevin was almost a doctor.
Kev, that wasn't a fat joke. That was you like hamburgers. Look how good that hamburger looks.
And
You
what
would
is
eat
that? You piece of shit.
No, you like to eat. Not a fat joke.
All right, Nick. Me liking to eat isn't
The
a fat joke.
Monchichi joke wasn't a fat joke either. You're so pretty. I want to hug you.
What the
Number
hell?
11.
I don't know what that is.
Sylvania Families. No, I do not remember this. at all.
This little fucking hamster?
This is just getting. This must be like late 90s, right?
No way.
No, this looks like some early.
This is probably like
90s.
real early.
Oh, well, it's,
90s.
look,
Oh,
it's
it's
got the
also-
pound symbol.
What's-
We're on
what's going
BuzzFeed
on?
UK.
This
They're-
is a UK list.
Up
for
next is
sure.
gonna be the
They're
Princess
all
Diana
pounds.
playset.
They're all pounds.
Number 12, Polly
Polly
Pocket.
Pocket,
Of course,
I do
we all
remember
remember
these.
Polly
What
Pocket.
was the
Mad
boy
Max,
version?
dude.
Oh, that's it, Mad
Mad
Max.
fucking Max was the truth.
Oh,
Mighty Max.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And that show was so tight. So
Dude.
damn tight.
All right, keep going. Keep going. Boglins.
Nope.
I don't know.
This
shit
is
about
fucking
that.
You haven't heard of the-
European
You haven't heard of the
bullshit.
Boglins?
Oh, wait, no. You know what? I might know Boglins.
I don't know.
What's his
Boglins.
face?
They were like balls you could throw, right?
No.
Jim Sterling.
Oh yeah, Jim Sterling does the Boglin.
I didn't
guy.
realize that was a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going, please.
They're
Number
like
number
trolls. They're
15
right
on this
here.
list is Tracy Island. Fuck off, European people.
This is you gotta type.
Keep
Fuck off,
going.
Anthea Turner.
A portable TV. That's not a toy. That's just a tool.
What?
I had
That your
a
dad
portable
can watch
TV.
a
It
game
was
on, so he
great.
can ignore you
In
in the
church.
garage.
Yeah, yeah.
No, dude. These
Oh,
who had one of these?
We did. Oh,
Casio,
my
though. Remember
family did.
Casio?
Yeah, someone did.
Yeah.
They were
It had
unstoppable.
like a string
No, they're
over
dead.
it.
They're still around. They still make watches.
No. No, it's not the same
wear it.
Casio.
Skelectrics?
Keep going, stupid.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I remember those. I don't
Dude, it
remember
was
it
like
being
top-
called Skelectrics.
Top Derby, whatever it was called. Yeah, I don't know.
If you
Skelectrics.
gunned it, they always went off the track, and you're like, what a fucking sham.
This fucking sucks. Matchbox, Motor City, Car Washes, and Car Crusher.
I
Okay.
vaguely- I remember the tower
Okay.
one there.
I remember
to
the
left.
car wash.
Now remember the shark jumping one for Hot Wheels though.
I remember-
Hot Wheels were like, "Hey, fuck you, Matchbox."
I had the dope one that like had
Oh,
the
hell yeah,
hood or trunk that would roll over to show damage.
Oh,
Like, you hit them
yeah,
and
dude.
I always loved those ones.
Nerf
Nerf guns.
guns.
Who can forget?
Shout out to
I still think when I was at Uncle Chuck and Aunt Randy's once, playing a Nerf bow war with the original Nerf bow. You know what I mean? And it had a little aimer on it. And my cousin was around the corner, but like from my perspective, I knew he was around, but I could see the mistletoe. And it was Christmas time. I went up, did it, hit the mistletoe, dropped the mistletoe on him. I'm like, this is the coolest Nerf bow moment I've ever had.
That's some Hawkeye shit.
Meanwhile, he's slightly concussed.
From mistletoe.
Do you think that every single person, every office around the world had a Nerf moment? Because IGN sure as shit did. Had like 5 or 6 Nerf moments.
All right,
This
number
is
20 is a
fucking-
football goal for your
I
garden.
remember
Definitely
those
some
fucking
European.
things.
Again,
shit.
very
there's some
European.
European.
Why'd you bring all this European trash to my house?
I remember that. It was like a rip-off Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah, wait, what the fuck?
Magnadoodle, yeah.
I
Oh, yeah,
don't know.
Magnadoodle's a
That
big
is
deal.
an Etch-a-Sketch.
No, but Magnadoodle's the blue one down there,
Yeah.
where you drew with the magnetized
yeah, I
dust, and then you took the thing at the
yeah,
bottom and you went, "Woo-junk, junk, junk," and it wiped it all away.
At least most of it.
Spirographs, who can forget?
Yeah.
Spirographs.
That's some
are
Joey
cool.
shit,
those
I'm
like
sure.
You put pens in them and they would like make cool things.
Yeah, they just spun and made
Joey
circles.
has one at her
Cool.
desk
Circles
right
are
now.
awesome. Number 23, handheld
Tiger
electronics.
Electronics.
Dude,
Yeah.
Aladdin.
Look at
dude.
Aladdin right there.
Oh my
Oh, I
god.
had that one. I had Aladdin. I had Power Rangers
You had Lion King
and
too.
Lion King. Yeah.
I had Terminator 2 and it was awesome. And Castlevania. 24, get set craft sets. Fuck off. What is
The
this?
fuck
You know what I
toys
mean?
did you assholes play with?
This
in
is
the
like these
90s?
are all the toys when your parents take you to the fucking educational toy shop.
Holy
Dude,
shit,
though,
Tim.
that castle.
Did we
Castle's
have
dope.
that castle?
Great
We did,
Adventures
yeah.
Castle and Dream.
Kevin's
Dog.
mom, every single weekend growing up,
It was
every single
fucking
one,
awesome.
we would just go to garage sales around the city. And like,
So
I
many
feel like they
garage
just don't
sales.
exist anymore. But back in the day, go to the Sunset District, it was just every
All
block
over
had,
the place.
You'd walk in and there'd just be like toys all over. So Kevin would get all these fucking things for dirt cheap.
They didn't want them. They
but
were like,
then-
just fucking take them.
Every once in a while, we'd go to garage sales that were like collectors, and they were fucking assholes because you'd walk in and their walls are mint in case action figures and stuff, and they like wouldn't even let us fucking touch them. It's like, well, fuck you
Well, yeah, you
guys.
shouldn't touch 'em.
This ain't
Yeah,
no.
all of
Yeah,
that
but
makes
like,
Mint on
sense
card,
now,
look at
so
it.
but it's like that's not some garage sale shit.
Sure,
It's just like that is some bring it to a collector's place and do this. Who do you think's walking in on 19th and fucking Judah?
Right.
hell
Okay,
outta
fair.
here.
Number 26, a Walkman. Yes, Walkman.
Again,
were,
not a
Walkman were a
toy,
big
just
deal.
a piece of electronics.
Number 27, a Discman.
I had a
Again,
disc, man.
these aren't toys.
Number 28, all of the Disney videos, of course.
Okay,
yes.
well,
those
you
giant,
clearly picked
those
this
giant
list for
I
cases.
Disney.
miss those giant plastic cases.
I hated those cases.
Yeah, I hate
Yeah, I
them.
hated
because
them
they
too. But I
threw
miss
off
them.
the symmetry of my
Yep,
VHS
100%.
collection.
But
They're
like that's the
fuck it,
thing.
we
You
got our own
had your
thing.
own Disney
Yeah,
section then.
bitches.
Yeah, we're dumb. I like to alphabetize my shit.
Number 29, a keyboard.
I can already fucking hear it. The demo. The do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Bum, bum, bum,
Yep.
bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum.
Number 30, a Crayola set.
Was that Paula Abdul?
Hell yeah.
I don't think it was just
I
a random
had
demo.
this set. Yeah, this one.
I always had them in the box. I don't remember this stuff.
Yeah, I remember
No,
this.
mine
This
always
is
came in the
advanced,
box. I used
Crazy
them twice.
shit.
They snapped. And
This is
I
the
got
1%.
Number 31, a pop-up snooker table.
That's like a. That's not even a toy. That's like
yeah.
a shit. The thing you see at Brooks store.
yeah,
Brookstone.
exactly. Brookstone.
Yeah.
Number 32, a Game Boy camera and printer.
I never had that shit.
Too
Yeah,
fancy.
yeah.
Too fancy.
And then number 33, virtual pets.
Hell yeah, Digimon.
They had a
those
Babe
OG
virtual pet.
Digimon, man. It's just so dope.
Did you catch them all? Did
How are you
you?
going to show that and not have Tamagotchi, though?
Because this is a broke ass.
This is a
list.
broke
This
ass
list
list.
sucks. I'm sorry. My list was better.
Sorry.
It was.
guys, I tried my
Nick
best.
had a great topic, and then this one ruined it.
Driven it into the ground.
No,
It was
this one had better
nostalgia.
toys than the other one.
No,
I'm
no,
saying.
I know, bro.
Half
You're
these
really
are
going
from.
to tell me that?
Yes, half of these we didn't even have any memories for. We're not British. We said
It works the other way.
no.
Yeah.
Well, Greg and I, clearly the adults in this situation.
true.
Pound puppies,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, great.
Alive.
Pound puppies.
Enjoy your pound puppies and your
puppies.
fucking poppers.
We had see you guys.
Popples!
See, we didn't have electronics were way too expensive in the 80s. We had to do like old school analog shit, like a puppet.
Like
they were like,
Light-Bright.
how can we reinvent a puppet? How about a puppet that folds into itself, into a ball? You throw it at your friend unballs it, stuffs his hand up its ass.
Remember when I asked for a Game Boy, and Jamie Kennedy, big old Jamie Kennedy, said, I am never spending $100 for a video game machine. Mm-hmm. That's what she said.
Here we are.
Joke's on her.
You get your Game Boy eventually?
590.
Oh, of course, no. I got Aunt and Uncle Scott came through. Aunt and Uncle Scott, smart, had no kids, just disposable income. They're cool.
You know to go.
We'll take
with that.
it.
Aunt and Uncle Scott so badly, so badly.
Joey Noel, question from the press pool over there. You're Joey Noel from kindoffunny.com. What do you have to say?
Did you guys have creepy crawlers?
Yeah.
I remember the commercials
been on
didn't
this
ever
list.
have them.
I was really
That
into those.
should've
I had
been
creepy
on the
crawlers. I also had. I remember distinctly having an era of my life that I define as the slime era.
Yeah, of course.
And slime,
Yeah, see this
got
list
everywhere.
questionable.
Yeah, missing
Still better
some
than
real
the 80s
important
list,
stuff.
but
Oh, 100%.
questionable.
But 80s toys suck.
It's true.
The thing is, like, this is a '90s toy that didn't have one single Marvel toy on there. It was terrible. I had the
don't-
Spider-Man that was
Good
jacked.
point.
Remember how like the
and he had
mold
like
would
20,
be the same?
20 points of articulation.
Yeah.
I do feel like that was the McFarlane toys.
Those,
No, I
those
had-
took
was
it to
the-
another
like,
level, man.
It was Spawn. It was like this one has 45 points of articulation, and his fingers could go like.
I mean,
this.
that taught me what articulation meant.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
I was talking more about
Man,
like
my little brother
where
destroyed
like the
those
early
toys.
toys you'd buy were just like the exact same body with a slightly
Sure.
different head and just different.
They were all
hands.
like
just
the
this.
rigid
Like
arms
the
like this.
Spider-Man hat was doing the thwap, so you could never do anything else. Like if you're fantasizing that he is having a cup of coffee, it was just like good luck. He can't have a normal life. 'Cause
God,
he's constantly
Spider-Man,
stuck in the thwap.
The 90s Spider-Man cartoon has so many great fucking toys around it. Battle Damage Spidey, where he has the 6 arms
Arctic
Spidey.
Tundra Spidey. Yeah,
No,
the
I
6
hated
arm
that
one.
shit when it was like, oh, you all love Batman Returns?
that was the
Here's
worst.
15 versions of Batman. I'm like, fucker, Batman had one costume in the
Yeah.
movie. Don't be giving me 15 versions of Batman's costume.
make that
And the
money,
problem
dude.
was it was always like Arctic Batman, and you're like, he doesn't fucking go to the snow, and if he does, it's in the middle of Gotham.
Arctic.
It's in
Why
the-
is it there two Arctic?
But I don't know because
That's what they
just
did,
had,
man. That's how they call them.
Bigger Batwing Batman, and he just had the things that would attach to him. It's like Batman has a fucking cowl.
And this goes back to what you're talking about now, of like
that-
how spoiled everybody is. Like, you're walking down the fucking aisle at Toys R Us, rest in peace, any toy store, and they have like the fucking DC Universe multiverse there. And it's like, it's not, here's a Superman in a fucking lead suit. And it's like, no, here's Superman from this thing you vaguely remember. Here's
Yeah.
the one time. I was like, fucking, that's awesome.
man.
God damn, it's
Cool.
awesome.
I want to buy toys.
Let's
we
do
should
it.
We should do a mobile podcast where we just go to Target and buy toys
Sure.
and play with them.
In Target?
No, here. It could be weird
Well, then why are we doing the mobile podcast? If we're-
because we go to Target.
You're not making any
Hey, we're in the
finance.
Target aisle. What are you gonna pick next?
Are we using the Talkboy pens like we're in
Yeah.
your sister, your friend's sister's bikini shop?
Man. Yeah.
If you didn't know, this has been the Game Over Greggy show each and every week. 4, sometimes 3 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic discussion for your amusement. If you had a good time today, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny. Kick us a couple of bucks. You can get the shows early and a bunch of other perks. If you have no money to toss our way, no big deal. You can head over to youtube.com/kindafunny. Subscribe there. It means a lot to us. Plus, you can get the show 1 week later every Friday. That's right. It's a week old by the time it goes up there. Patreon.com/kindafunny for the earlier stuff. Tim,
Yes.
I'm so sorry that you had to deal with Nick this episode.
It's okay, man. I just had a really good idea for Patreon, though.
Oh, good.
I'm going to write it down.
You want to tell me about it now? You wanna hide it a little bit?
It'll be a fun reveal later.
Okay.
make
I was
it fun.
impressed you revealed Portillo's during this, so I'm proud of you.
Yeah, dude. Growing up.
Yeah. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you. Hey, Post Show. It's me, Greg Miller.
What's up?
Cool, Greg, come
it's me,
sit here.
Tim Gettys.
You gotta start using the word please more often. You know what I mean?
I was waiting for Tim to ask me what my favorite toy was, just so I could be like, "Oh, my friend, chill." Like that one.
Good Lord. I would have liked that. I like it when Cool Greg makes jokes that only I will get.
Oh,
Sure.
shit.
Because I feel like that means he really cares about me.
Yeah.
Dude, look how sick these were.
Is this Spawn?
Dude.
Yeah, this is Spawn
Who
Nitro.
the fuck's who's this guy?
Riders. I know.
Well,
I
it
don't
was
know.
McFarlane. It wasn't Spawn.
No, it was Spawn, Tim. Don't fucking correct me ever again.
Hey Tim, my favorite Spider-Man. It's from. I used to take baths with it, so I don't know if it's from the '90s, but we definitely had it by 2003, 2004, or whatever. With yellow
The Hydro thing.
Hydro thing.
Yeah.
Favorite
Hydro Spider-Man.
My favorite Spider-Man, Hydro thing
He
Spider-Man.
was dope as fuck.
Kevin, can I see the chat?
Oh, yes, of course.
Because we're in the post show now. Thank you for your support. Mark Freeman says another great show. I was expecting to be talking shit about all these European toys we were shitting on, but I'm glad he's there, rolling over like all Europeans do when America rolls into town.
Alex Krebs says Tim has never been more triggered than Nick referring to Thwip Thwip as Thwap Thwap.
Call this shit gang gang.
Whoa, Mr. Yasman 300 says correction. The actor in Christopher Reeve. Well, I have to correct you. It's Christopher Reeve. Tales from the Crypt episode was Judd Nelson and not Robert Downey Jr.
So you were all types of messed up.
Well, no, for sure. The one in the
Oh.
with the thing down the thing is
Whoa.
Judd Nelson. Wow.
Hey Greg Miller, man. I'm a man with bad memory, so I don't want to be tested on this.
Sure.
But I fucking loved when they rebooted Twilight Zone. I didn't have cable back then, so
Sure.
I used to just look forward to that shit so much. That and Seventh Heaven really randomly. But I used to love those shit, man.
When I see their smiling faces, smiling back at me. The dad's a pedophile. In real life, it sucks because
Yeah,
he was
damn.
the head of a family.
Kevin L says, Tim, what was the Marvel cartoon documentary called? It wasn't actually a documentary, like a proper 60-minute thing. It was just I watched a couple of YouTube videos back to back that were going through it.
No, you
But
said, I think you had said Netflix. I got really excited.
I didn't say Netflix. I said documentary.
I
But
think you said Netflix.
I did not. Look up on YouTube just Marvel TV 90s, and there's a whole bunch of shit. Like the thumbnails looked like documentary stuff. Like it looked like quotes being read and stuff.
How crazy is that? Judd Nelson. It wasn't Robert Downey Jr. I told you 2 Judd Nelson stories.
Maybe you just got Judd Nelson on the brain.
I
man.
do.
You got worms on the brain.
You got creepy crawlers on the brain.
Kevin the Killer says, "Cool, Greg. You going to the New Japan Wrestling show at the Cow Palace?"
It's right now. It's
Exactly 50-50.
This is some bullshit because I've always wanted to see New Japan Pro Wrestling, but it's the week after Kind of Funny Prom, to which I'm going to be up in Canada again.
Whoa,
Life's just not fair, man.
The week before, kind of funny is APW.
AP-dub. AP-dub.
And New Japan or whatever. So if any best friends are around, let's hand.
That's what it is, Brandon S. 90s Marvel cartoons, the original MCU question mark. That's the video I watched, and then from there I just kept leaping to a bunch of related videos. It's very cool.
That's awesome. I want to watch
Where
that.
do
I have such
you go?
that my recollection of that time was so broken. I mean, I think I have since gone back and watched all of the X-Men and all of the Spider-Man cartoons, and they were awesome. But when I was a kid, you couldn't watch them in any sort of chronological order. You just didn't know.
Well, so that's kind of what the whole crux of it was they're like, hey, with X-Men, the team that was making it was like, we don't want this to be Monster of the Week Saturday morning cartoons. We want to have a story that goes on. We want to adapt the best comics, and we want to make it even better than the comics were. And we want these characters to be to have development and to grow as the series goes. And there was a lot of fights with the upper
because it was impossible to
management.
follow when you were a child.
Exactly. And that's why they created the previously on X-Men. And the way that they sold that to the higher ups was, hey, if you let us have a serialized thing, we're going to be able to do previously on X-Men, which will save you animation time because we can use old footage.
Yeah.
So you'll save money.
Smart. So you'll have a minute of animation you don't have to do.
Exactly.
That's
and so
smart.
that's how they got the buy-in from that. And then eventually X-Men became such a huge hit that they had other shows, and they were like, we got to rush them to market. So they got Iron Man out and Fantastic Four.
I remember Iron Man being bad.
Nobody liked them.
Yeah.
Well, nobody liked Fantastic Four. Everybody loved Iron Man because it introduced, Iron Man was very similar to the MCU, where it introduced everybody. Like Hawkeye was in it,
go back and watch Iron
a
Man.
whole bunch of.
How many seasons of Iron Man did they do?
I think there was 2.
Oh, I need to watch those.
And then they went
immediately.
through. Then eventually Incredible Hulk came, and Incredible Hulk was really good, but it didn't get the ratings at all.
Did you ever watch Silver Surfer?
And then they talk about Silver
Dude,
Surfer.
Silver Surfer was great. You
But
gonna
the
take
problem
off?
was Silver Surfer. They set up in Fantastic Four, and that was when they jumped the shark a bit. And Silver Surfer, when he got his own show, they went with a different storyline than what was already introduced. Because otherwise, it all was in the same
Kinda made
universe,
sense. That's
including
really cool.
Spider-Man and X-Men.
Did you watch the Silver Surfer cartoon?
I did. Yeah,
I thought it was
I don't
really
remember shit about it.
I
but-
watched it about maybe 4 years ago. It's really cool because it's a lot more it has a totally different vibe. It's a lot more psychedelic.
Yeah.
because he's dealing with the power cosmic and just going around the universe, and it's so cool and free because all he does is I'm gonna go to this planet now and try to save them from Galactus. And it follows the whole storyline of him being Norrin Rad on his planet and how he bargains with Galactus, saying, "I'll become your herald if you leave this planet alone." And then inevitably, he never beats Galactus. He just talks Galactus into eating
Being
planets
cool.
that don't have people on them.
Yeah.
And then gets another Harbinger and then gets free and then has to fight that Harbinger.
What's crazy, what I didn't remember
fucking cool.
is that in Spider-Man, the show, it ends with Secret Wars.
Does it?
Yeah. They go. There's the storyline of them, and it
What's Secret
everybody.
Wars again?
Secret Wars is essentially everybody together, and it's
Because I remember at one point there's a team where it's him, Black Cat, and a bunch of other characters fighting something, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it was
what it
that,
was.
and then they did the follow up Spider-Man 2099. Nope, that's not what it was called. Spider-Man Unlimited, and that was they put him into space, and it was really bad. But it was another one of those deals similar to the Spider-Man movies where they're like, if we don't make another Spider-Man show in the next year, we lose the
We
licensing.
lose the licensing.
So they're like, we got to get something out. And so they put out fucking trash.
remember that Spider-Man that was CG?
Yeah, in 2003 after the movie.
That was bad.
With Neil Patrick
That
Harris.
was so bad.
Yeah, it was very
weird.
bad. It was fun though.
They
It
really
was
crested with the Spider-Man cartoons. Everyone would say
hate
at
you.
Ultimate
Don't even-
Spider-Man.
nope.
I think a lot of people say that is to this date the best rendition of Spider-Man, including the Tom Holland movie. That a lot of people say close second.
Spectacular Spider-Man?
Ultimate Spider-Man
My apologies.
is what we were talking about. I got to go back and watch Spectacular.
You do.
Bring up the lack of G.I. Joes in movies. And I was just watching
Dizzying lack of G.I. Joes. There's a series on Netflix right now that I tried watching, but I couldn't get into the weird dramatization at the beginning called The Toys That Made Us.
Oh,
Did you like it? I got to go back and watch it.
I work here now. I need to do some shit.
I don't know why, man. I started watching the very first thing, and I was like, why are they fucking like, it was like, the year was 1980, and they have a dramatic like retelling of like how they made G.I. Joe. I was like, just fucking talk about G.I. Joe's.
I didn't like that series at all.
I couldn't get into it.
Besides that, the other three I enjoyed.
I got to go back and watch it.
A couple people are asking which Spider-Man show I stand by. It is, in fact, Spectacular. Spectacular.
Well, there's
Spider-Man.
two that are great.
There's
the
not.
1990 Spider-Man is
okay.
phenomenal.
Yes.
And then if you want to just say fuck that, I don't want to watch old shit. Watch Ultimate Spider-Man. There's a Die Hard reference in one of the episodes.
There is a
Another
Die Hard
ghost
reference in it,
together,
yes.
we'll have a few laps.
Spectacular is the best.
Is it Ultimate you're talking about or Unlimited?
He's talking about Ultimate.
Okay. A lot of Spider-Man
We were
shit.
just talking about Spider-Man Unlimited, which was like horrible. The only reason it existed was because they lose the license to the Spider-Man TV shows if they didn't make it that year. So they threw it out there. Didn't even finish it.
When are we getting the Miles Morales Spider-Man movie?
This year, December 21st.
Yeah, it's Christmas, right? I think it was dope.
Yeah. No, actually got pushed up a week, December 13th.
Ooh.
What's
Very
it called
excited.
again? The Spider-Verse?
Into the
Into the
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse. It sounds.
can't
It's
fucking
just,
wait.
When I heard that, I was like, it sounds a little too much like Bring Back the Dark, the fucking Broadway show that killed
Turn
the dude.
on the Dark.
Turn on the Dark. Makes no sense. Turn on the dark.
I was watching that last night.
He was
Google
watching that
says
last
he was
night.
watching last night.
To you,
Skiz
Skiz it.
Oh, Gargoyles was fucking dope. So Gargoyles is what's his name? Greg Weisman. Greg Weisman, who did Spectacular Spider-Man. Probably why you're saying this.
I will say, I did not like Gargoyles, and here's why. Because I distinctly remember that being on during the same block of television that Batman the Animated Series was on, and I was always really sad when that was over. And they were like, "Now stay tuned for Gargoyles."
You're like, I
And
don't
was
fucking care about
Make more
Gargoyles.
Batman. If you got that much money to make Gargoyles, make Batman. Make more Batman. Because Batman the Animated Series,
Dope.
probably the best cartoon ever made.
It's up there.
Ever.
So is Gargoyles.
Take your Gargoyles.
Nobody gives a shit about
and
Gargoyles.
Stuff them up your butt.
Oh, there's
true.
some stone fucks. They fly around. Who cares?
Oh, they're fucking good.
You know what? I
just
care about
cheap
Batman, the
Ninja
Dark Knight.
Turtle ripoffs.
Remember the one where we thought we were following Batman the whole time? Turns out he was a fucking robot. What a fucking episode.
Dude.
dude.
Do you remember the first time Batman went to Metropolis and you were like, are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
That wasn't like that caught you off guard. That was the
Greg.
Superman Batman crossover.
No, but it was cool.
Yeah.
Those gargoyles, their story was so tragic. They
Nobody cared.
they were being
And-
attacked and they were gonna protect their thing, and like then they got cursed, and then they wake up when the curse is broken. Oh, fucking 1,000 years later. Do you remember that?
Gargoyles
And they're
is
like, oh
fantastic.
shit, where are all the people we hella care about?
Do you want to know a real sad story?
Dead.
His name was Morph.
More.
He
you wanna know something
dies
else,
in
though?
the first episode and gets brought back in like the
Sinister
second
episodes,
season.
yeah. Mr. Sinister brings him
Yeah.
back. It was dope. Do you remember?
Yeah, but he was all cracked out. Remember that?
Yeah, he's like, I got
He's like, ah,
I need a
Morph.
fix, man. He's like, Morph. We used to be lovers, but now I don't even recognize you anymore. Morph, sneak. Do you remember when they fucking when it was a Superman episode, not a Batman episode, that Batman came to Metropolis and they drew him different and he was kind of cooler looking, a little darker looking.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
when
Lois Lane was, like, into him.
they kind of rebooted it to be Batman and Robin. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, of
And
course.
then
I
Justice
can-
League came and you were like,
Fucking
fucking,
insane.
are you kidding me?
And then it
Are you
became
kidding me?
Justice League Unlimited. You're like, this is a bit too far, but okay.
we had the Moon Knight Cowboys, okay. And then
Yeah.
Young Justice was the shit. And they're
Coming
bringing it
back.
Young Justice.
Bringing it back.
Also by
Do
Greg
I know
Weisman.
things off the record?
Spectacular Spider-Man.
No, you don't.
Nick.
I don't. You keep saying Spider-Man, but you fuck up the first word. It's
Hate you.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Hate you. You need to watch it. You need to commit to just watching it.
My
It's so fucking
MCU
good.
in review presents
Oh my
Spider-Man.
God, I would fucking love that. I'm at the point where I finally admitted, and it's after Infinity War, that the MCU is the best incarnation of the Marvel heroes we've ever seen. Even better than Ultimates. Because for a long time I would be like, Ultimate Comics is the way to fucking go. They fucking nailed it. But no, MCU is now better.
I'd say
But when
it's
it
the
comes to Spider-Man, Spectacular is still my number one.
They look like marionettes. They're stupid.
The look isn't great. I'll give you that.
Can't get past it.
You can.
I will say Young Justice, surprisingly good.
Why?
It had no business being good
Do you know why it was good?
because Greg Weisman. Apparently.
Exactly.
Apparently, Greg Weisman is in charge of my youth. I liked it. I just also liked that they took like characters that weren't that overpowered and put them together. It was cool. The exception to that Connor kid who sucked.
Shut the fuck up.
Let's see. Miss Jasmine said, "Have you seen Midnight Run?" I have seen Midnight Run. Yeah, it's good. It's him and I want to see Dustin Hoffman or Charles Grodin. Can't remember who's in that one.
Beethoven's Charles Grodin.
Yeah. Best version ever. You're not asking us any fun questions, people. You're not entertaining me.
Then end it. I'm doing doodles for cool.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for your post show. Thank you so much for watching. As always, you guys are the best of the best. We talk about you guys a lot when we're not on camera, and we say, you know who we love? The people
Hermit Homeboy.
who support us and get to watch the post show live. It's only $1. It's only $1. The people that put $10 in, we like them a little bit more, but you know, that's honesty. That's what you come here for. Either way, we're having a great time. We love you guys. Greg's marker is starting to get me a little high, and that's why I'm still talking, because I'm chasing that high. I'm married. I have nothing else. Sometimes I make some taco meat for myself, and my wife goes, that smells gross. But you know what doesn't smell gross? That marker. And I think I'm going to go smell those right now and leave you be. Everyone, I love you. Kevin, cut the feed.
That's not how it works. You guys need to clear the
Nasty
room.
marker!
Clear out so Greg can do the pointing thing. Clear out.
I said, Kevin, cut the feed.
That's not how it works.
I said, Kevin, cut the feed.